10 days ago at the Coliseum, it was a homestand to remember for the green and gold. A 50th anniversary celebration, a 14-inning thriller, the 7th no-hitter in Oakland history, and Daniel Migden capped off the week with a spectacular performance against a very good Red Sox offense. Tonight, Migden and the A's return home to the East Bay and hope to rekindle some of that same magic. Game 1 of the homestand, A's, Orioles, coming up next. Well, the A's are back home, and that is a good thing. It'll be the start of a 6-game homestand tonight with the Orioles in town, and Daniel Migden will make his 7th start of the year. It's the A's and the Orioles coming up on NBC Sports California, powered by Xfinity. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball, along with Dallas Braden. I'm Glenn Kuiper. So Daniel Migden needs a bounce-back performance tonight. He got knocked around in Houston on Saturday, but Dallas, all in all, he's pitched pretty well this year.
That's right, Kai. We're going to need Migden to have a bounce-back outing here. You mentioned him getting roughed up, touched up a little by the Astros, that juggernaut of an offense. So he comes back here to Oakland, where he's had a little bit of success early on in this season, looking to get the green and gold back on the right track.
All right, and Daniel Migden will face a Baltimore Orioles team that is last in the American League in runs scored, but you cannot blame Manny Machado. Manny Machado is off to the best start of his career.
He is absolutely in fuego, as the kids say. Kai, take a look at those numbers early on. 417, 6 homers, 17 stakes over the last 13. He does it at shortstop. He can do it over there at third base. It doesn't matter. All he does is continue to hit. Got to neutralize Manny Mach.
All in all, he's hitting .358 with 9 home runs this year. So that is the guy you do not let beat you in this Baltimore Orioles lineup. Now the Orioles will send the veteran right-hander Andrew Cashner to the mound. So that's your pitching matchup, Cashner and Migden. Game 1 of this 3-game series here at the Coliseum. When we come back, we'll have lineups. First pitch, it's the A's and the Orioles coming up on NBC Sports California.
Designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. And by Jack in the Box. Try the new Cholula Buttery Jack, part of the Buttery Jack family. Only at Jack in the Box.
All right, here come the Athletics Kelly Green jerseys tonight. We like those. They look good.
Special.
That's right. Dallas Braden has his Kelly Green sport coat on tonight. Well, close enough. Close enough. Game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The boardwalk is open. Visit beachboardwalk.com for park hours. 62 degrees. And quite frankly, I don't care what the weather is. It's just good to be back at the Coliseum. But a nice night with the Baltimore Orioles in town. Wearing the black tops, the gray pants, and here is the lineup for the Orioles tonight. Mancini, Jones, Machado. Keep an eye on Machado. He's having a terrific season. And Adam Jones hits well here at the Coliseum. Davis in the cleanup spot, then Trumbo, Alvarez, Valencia, Peterson, and Caleb Joseph.
And on the mound will be the man with the stash, Daniel Mingden. And Kai, listen to this. Between April 8th and 22nd, he was 3-1, 24 2/3 innings, 2.92 ERA. Roughed up against Houston last time out. So looking to get the bounce back underneath his belt tonight against the Baltimore Orioles.
Defensively for the Athletics, they will have Matt Joyce in left field, Mark Canha in center, Stephen Piscotty in right. And then the normal infield of Chapman, Simeon, Lowry, and Olsen with Jonathan Lucroy doing the catching. So we are set for baseball, the first of three. A weekend between the A's and the Orioles. A's coming home after a 4-5 road trip. So all in all, the A's did not play terrible baseball, but 5-4 sounds a lot better. 6-3 sounds terrific.
Plane flight's a little easier on the way home.
So Mingden is ready, and this ball game is about to get underway as he kicks and deals to Trey Mancini, and that's a swing and a miss.
And you like that early Adam Mingden. You know, we talked about at the top of the broadcast, the fastball, that one runs up and out of the zone, but it's going to be the key for Mingden tonight. You got to get ahead of these guys, force the action.
Mancini at 272, 3 homers, 10 RBIs. Pretty good looking young hitter, Trey Mancini. Umpires tonight, David Rackley calling balls and strikes. The crew chief is Larry Vanover. He's at first. Hunter Wendelstedt's at second. Chris Guccione is at third. In the air to left, but there's going to be room for Matt Joyce, who waits, and he's got it, one away. Well, tonight, any 95-mile-per-hour fastball is our fast pitch by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go.
Number 10, center fielder, Adam Jones.
Andrew Kashner, who will make the start tonight for the Orioles.
Also a bearded brethren.
Yes, he is. He's a big, strong man.
He's had a nice year last year with Texas. Baltimore goes out and secures him early in the offseason, thinking they can solidify their rotation.
First pitch to Adam Jones is foul back. Buck Showalter, not a lot to smile about this year. It's his 9th season at the controls of the Baltimore Orioles, but boy, they are scuffling.
Struggling mightily. Aside from Dylan Bundy, really nobody pitching up to the expectations. Think about Manny Machado and the success he's had, and one of the only guys in the lineup.
Yep. There's just nothing going right. The Orioles have the worst record in the American League. They're 8-23. And that one is hit well to center. Canha's going back. Canha's going to run out of room, and that one is gone. Adam Jones with his 5th home run of the year, and the Orioles have an early 1-0 lead.
Well, he got himself a fastball out over the heart of the plate. It's something that Mingden's done a good job of this year, is keeping the ball in the ballpark. Take a big, strong guy like Adam Jones. We know how well he does when he's able to extend out over the plate, and that's exactly what happens here. He gets a fastball center cut and does not miss. Simply AJ on time, foot down. 1-0 bad guys.
Pitchcast brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company. And here's Manny Machado. Talked about Machado in the open of our show, and What a great season he is having. We've seen Machado in his career have slow starts.
Sure.
It always ends up, you know, putting up big numbers. But this year, not a slow start. Look at that. 358. 9 home runs, 27 RBIs.
I mean, it's been an absolute record-setting month of April for Manny Machado. 9 home runs in the month of April, which is a career high for him.
All that trade speculation really bothered him.
Yeah.
He's retired there for the second out.
And that's going to be an interesting storyline moving forward for the Baltimore Orioles, is where Manny Machado is going to fit in. If they're going to move him, what's going to go on?
Chris Davis.
Yeah, they're going to have to entertain that thought, and I'm sure they already are. Worst record in the American League, second worst record in the major leagues. Only the Cincinnati Reds at 7-24 are worse. Orioles just came from Anaheim, where they lost 3 straight to the Angels.
The AL West is not a division to be taken lightly.
Angels look like they're the real deal. In fact, if you look at the AL West standings coming into today, it's tight. A's are only 4 back. Check it out. Angels, Astros tied for first. Mariners a half game out. The A's 4 back.
Yeah, and I mean, even Texas, they've been inundated with injuries. They're not completely off the map. They're only 7 back, but their road looks a little bumpier than some others in that division. You take a look at the shift here. They've got Simeon out in short right. On the other side of Jed. Chapman close to second base up the middle here for Chris Davis.
And Marcus is finding himself playing in that position quite a bit this year. Two and two to big Chris Davis, power hitting first baseman. He is not off to a good start. 184 with 2 home runs and 8 RBIs.
Struggling mightily. And when you think about guys in a lineup that add length to the lineup that can protect guys, he's one of those individuals, and you can really feel it when it's not getting it done.
And that one right there, strike 3 call. Davis knew it. Home run for Adam Jones, his 5th of the year, so the Orioles have an early 1-0 lead. And Davis, Olsen, Chapman, Canna, Piscotty, Lucroy.
And they're going to be staring down Andrew Kashner of the Baltimore Orioles, the big righty here. Something interesting here. 0 runs of support in 3 of the 6 starts for Andrew Kashner, who was touched up last time against Detroit as well. Looking to come here into Oakland and try to get himself and the Baltimore Orioles, who are scuffling mightily, back in the swing of things.
So Kashner Big burly right-hander set to face Matt Joyce.
He's a big boy out there, 93-96 with the heater.
Comes right at you, does not mess around.
He's changeup, curveball, cutter as well. Got a nice mix. It's really been a lot of the same for Cashner. Command over the heart of the plate. Tough to get outs at the big leagues.
0-1 pitch, fastball at 94, a little bit high.
You mentioned his repertoire. You see there 61% fastballs. He's coming after you with the heaters. Got to establish that. But after that, you're going to get the slider. You're going to get the curveball. You're going to get a steady diet of off speed if he's ahead.
2-1. Joyce at 203, couple of home runs. And Matt Joyce trying to get rolling.
And that'd be nice to get Joyce rolling, get him cracking at the top of this lineup, get those party starters in the groove.
Yeah, the A's struggling a little bit offensively. The 3-1 pitch is up and away, and the A's have a leadoff walk. Defensively, this is what it looks like for the Orioles. Mancini, Jones, who's got a Gold Glove, and Trumbo. Valencia, Machado, Peterson, and Davis on the infield. Caleb Joseph is the catcher. Here's Marcus Semien. That is a strike.
Take a look at the defense here. Got a little bit of a different shift for Semien here.
Every team is different. It's
That's
amazing.
right. On the ground, load him up to the left side. And we talk about this, and our great partner Ray Fosse, we talk about it a lot, being able to pitch to the shift. And you can see there, they're trying to crowd him. They want Semien to pull this ball, put it on the ground. You're going to play right into their hands. But very important for the pitcher and catcher to be able to be on the same page, understand how they're going to go about getting this out, pitching into the teeth of this shift. Looking for a 2-ball.
And just, I mean, this is just simple math here. If the shift is like this, wouldn't you pitch Semien inside, or is it not that simple?
It's not that simple, but really it is. Because you think, I'm going to get my out in. I've got to show away all of the heater we just saw there. Probably caught a little too much of the plate. Cashner wants to dot that up, down and away. But ultimately, if you've got your defense lined up in an effort to try to get the out, you have to be able to pitch to that.
So what you're saying is, if a guy inside outs one and flares it to right field,
You tip your
what
cap.
can you do?
You tip your cap.
Inside again, and no swing, so it's 3-2. But it does puzzle me, though, because you see it a fair amount, Dallas, where you would have a shift like this, but then you'll see the pitcher work outside.
Exactly. And the other thing is here, 3-2 count, full count. The swing is probably cut down a little, doing more of a professional hitting approach here, and the shift maintains.
Ball's tapped toward Machado, who charges. He's going to get the out at second. No, he's not. It's dropped by Peterson, and everybody's safe. And was it on the exchange? I think he just missed it.
Yeah, I think this is just a botch job at second base here. Manny understands he's got to be quick here. If you watch, he basically catches this and catapults it right out of his glove there, bare hand. And Peterson looking to go 2. He thought he had 2 in his mind. He tries to barehand it, thinking he's going to make a throw on the backside. And we know you always have to make sure of at least one out here. You can tell just by the way he was set up, he was looking to turn that ball. You got to make sure of 1. The A's take advantage.
And in fairness to Peterson, not a great throw from Machado.
No, not a great throw. At that time, if you're Peterson, what you want to do is go ahead and put the throw in your back pocket, become that first baseman,
yeah, that's right.
Secure the out.
That's right. Because if you're trying to turn a double play, you're thinking about your momentum going toward first.
Right. And
the ball's behind you.
And you can see his body sort of creep over that bag, go back with the bare hand.
So really, probably a mistake by each middle infielder. So it goes as an E4, fielder's choice E4. Lowry fouls it back to the screen. 1-1 the count. So the A's with a chance to tie this game up. Lowry at 346. 8 homers, 30 RBIs.
Jed Lowry has been absolute dynamo in this offense. Caught fire early on, has continued to hit, continued to roll, hitting big spots as well.
Lowry 4th in the league in batting average. And he is leading the league in RBIs.
Well, we want to talk about big blows. This one came off the bat of that man named Jed Nicasio Tuesday up in Seattle at Safeco. And you want to talk about a big bopper. That was much needed. Jed blowing kisses to the fans, giving the people what they want.
I was wondering, was that somebody heckling him, or was it maybe a family member?
It may have been.
At bat RBI ratio. That's pretty good too. You driving a run every 4 at bats. That's pretty good.
You get it done. That's timely hitting.
Joyce at second, Simeon at first. And that one is inside, blocked by Joseph. So now the count is full.
It's a good job by Joseph to keep that ball in front here, keep these runners from advancing. Get 2 runners in scoring position with less than 2 outs. It's a good job helping his boy out.
On deck is Chris Davis. Popped up. Machado at short. Waits, and he's got it.
That's a tough pitch for Jed. Fastball down and in. Might have even cut it down and in on Jed.
Batting in the 4th position, the designated hitter, number 2.
Take a look at the swing here.
Davis.
Down and in, Jed tries to drop the head. Cashner just beats him to a spot just in time. You see Jed talking about it with Darren Bush there. The hitting coach just missed it. Just wasn't able to get the head to it. Jed wants that one back.
So here's Davis. So here's something that we hope changes this weekend, Dallas. Chris Davis is 2 for his last 29. Matt Chapman is 0 for his last 15. Matt Olson is 5 for his last 29. Now those guys are your 4th, 5th, and 6th hitters, and that's one of the reasons why he's struggling a little bit. Thank you very much. That baby is gone. A very long home run for Chris Davis, and it's 3-1. So the A's do not mess around, and maybe a hot streak coming for Davis.
You just got to put it out there in the universe, Kite. Just put it out there.
Get out there, baby.
Oh, crush Davis. Ask and you shall receive. The Crusher gets a heater right down Broadway. 94 coming in, 100 plus coming out. Guarantee it. He's got 2 buddies on the pond. All aboard. Next stop, Pound Town.
So that one hit. Looked like it may have hit a window in that lower level suites. So home run number 8 for Chris Davis. Give him 26 RBIs. Thing of beauty.
Oh, that's like Maya Angelou on Bart. Poetry in motion, Kipe. That's what that is.
That was fun to watch. So here's Matt Olson. Olson overall at 255 with 3 home runs, 12 RBIs. Strike in the inside corner. That's the 8th home run Cashner has allowed in 34 innings. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's tough. We talked about Mington and the success he's had in keeping the ball in the yard, something you'd like to see out of him. Cashner on the other side, not so much, susceptible to the long ball early this season.
Cashner also not sharp tonight. Remember, he walked Joyce to start the game.
Well, we talked about it with both of these two starting pitchers tonight. Fastball command, and it becomes redundant at times to say it, but it is so important at the big league level.
Olsen had a good swing, fouls it just down to our left. So 24 pitches already for Cashner, and he's only got 1 out.
You know, Clive, to your point about getting the meat and potatoes going, the Davis, the Olsen, the Chapman trio, it's at bats like these that help.
That one's hit deep to right field, and that baby's gone.
You see what you started.
So Matt Olsen hits number 4, and it's 4-1 A's. Nothing cheap about that one either.
Not at all. They're going to go out and talk about it, give old Cashner a breather. And right here, change up against the lefty, 3-2 change up. You see Joseph reaching back over the heart of the plate. This one's leaking out over, and Matty Oak gets the foot down, head down, bat down, 3 left turns, and slap hands. The good guy's up 4-1.
And that fan made a nice play.
Batting in the 6th position, the 3rd baseman.
So here's
26,
Chapman.
Matt Chapman.
That's the Baltimore Orioles season right there. 40 runs allowed in the 1st inning. Most in the majors. And remember, they are coming off a series in Anaheim where the final 2 games of that series, they gave up 22 runs.
And when you take a look at Cashner and his numbers, Cashner has allowed 3 hits and 2 runs in the 1st inning. Opponents were hitting 143 in the 1st inning against Cashner coming into today. Only 3 for 21. That song and dance has changed.
So he was one of the few guys that was getting people out in the 1st
That's
inning.
right.
Davis gets his sprints in. That ball landed right on the
mound.
and the pitching rubber of the mound. Davis runs about a quarter of that in his home ballpark.
Yeah, you just take a look up. Ah, that's a souvenir. Not here.
1-2 pitch to Chapman. Inside with a fastball, 95 miles an hour. Davis and Olsen go back-to-back for the A's here in the 1st inning. And that one's hit into center field, and that's a base hit. Broken bat rolls past Cashner.
Well, and kind of the last 3 at-bats, what we've seen from Cashner is an inability to command the baseball while ahead or with 2 strikes to get himself back into account here. They're looking for heater down and away with the onside run of Cashner. This thing comes back over the plate. You see, we know how strong Matt Chapman is. Obviously unable to get the barrel to the ball, but just strong enough to fight that thing off into center for a knock.
So still only 1 out in this inning, and you always wonder too, how would the inning have been different if the error wasn't made? Just all of a sudden you got 2 guys on.
And that's the tough part, is because you understand as a fielder you're never anticipating or expecting that double play. You're always anticipating the double play, but you have got to be able to cut it down. And you see there Manny Machado trying to get rid of it, and we talked about it. Jacobson just trying to make that move with the bare hand, deliver that throw.
Cashner misses again. Now the count 1-1 to Canna, who's hitting .317 with 5 home runs and 13 runs batted in. Canna was 4 for 11 in that series up in Seattle. This one got in on him a little bit. He loops one into shallow left field. Adam Jones who tracks it down. So 2 away.
He had the big homer. Big homer off Diaz in Seattle.
That's right.
Batting in the 8th position, the right fielder,
Here's Piscotti.
25, Steven Piscotti.
Piscotti at 269, couple of home runs, 13 RBIs. Got 7 doubles. And Cashner trying to settle down.
See there, 34 pitches already. Fairly laborious first inning.
That is not what Buck Showalter wants to see.
Not at all.
Smash foul. Nice play. Rocking the high socks.
No, yellow sleeves. It's a good look.
Not stirrups though.
Oof. No. Yeah, it's. We'll revisit that.
Be some deductions there.
Yeah.
Uniform deductions.
It's a lot. It's a lot to unpack there.
0-2 pitch inside, and it almost hit Piscotti.
Looking to knock him down here. 0-2. Cashner getting touched up. Might be a little upset about that. He's going to try to take control of the inside part of this plate here, saying enough's enough. And I understand he wants to move some feet, make some folks uncomfortable. Some pretty good passes early here in the first inning.
Swing and a miss. 95 miles an hour, and that ends the inning. The A's score 4 times, a 3-run homer by Chris Davis, followed by a solo shot by Matt Olson. 1 inning in the books from the Coliseum. The A's 4 and the Orioles 1.
Okay, fans, Memorial Day weekend, the A's have a
Olson and Davis homer, 4-1. The A's lead, and it's the second inning. Mark Trumbo steps up. Trumbo just back from the disabled list, had a quad injury, injured in spring training.
And this is a guy who can obviously add some length and pop to the lineup. You get a guy like this going.
Playing in just his 4th game, so he's still in spring training mode a little bit.
And you know what? I like that pitch there by Mingden. Get it up there, get it in there. Good job by Lucroy as well. We're going to take control of the inside part of the plate on our turn as well. See if we can get the outs away, but you got to pitch in and set that up.
Trumbo just got a piece of it, rolls it foul.
You talk about the way he goes about his business here. 57% on the heater. Steady combination between the slider and the breaking ball. He's becoming a reader of swings, understanding which pitch in which situation might be the better one to use based on what the hitter's telling you.
That one is drilled toward left field. Joyce back, and Joyce is going to turn around, play it off the wall. It bangs hard off the wall and rolls back toward the infield. Trumbo with the double.
I don't know how he got on top of this baseball here, but that is unbelievable. They talk about getting on plane with a pitch, not necessarily creating angle, but getting on plane with those high fastballs, something Josh Donaldson does a good job of here. Mark Trumbo, another individual, he can drop the head on you, no problem, but at 110 off the bat, catching up to that fastball on plane, it's something he does a very, very good job of.
So Trumbo with the leadoff double. Here's Pedro Alvarez. Pedro Alvarez, lots of power from the left side.
Yeah, no doubt a powerful individual in Pedro. I can remember Pedro Alvarez, I think it was his rookie year, 2010, if I'm not mistaken, with Pittsburgh. They come into town, and I had seen something I had never seen before, especially at the big league level.
What was that?
And I saw Pedro Alvarez. That's a tough pitch there. We're going to need that. I saw Pedro Alvarez in left field with the hitting coach, swinging his bat and throwing it as far as he could. And he'd walk up to the bat, pick it up, swing it, and throw it again. And the idea is to try to get him to release the barrel, release the hands. And it was amazing because he burst on the scene, a ton of power.
Yeah, Pedro Alvarez was the first overall pick. Correction, second overall pick in the 2008 draft.
All right, so 2010 was his rookie year, I believe.
You are correct, sir. He played in 95 games for the Pirates. Had some good seasons with the Pirates.
Sure.
This is his third year now in Baltimore. That one's hit very high, right center, fairly deep. Piscotty grabs it. Trumbo will tag. Trumbo will hustle over to third. So a productive out for Alvarez.
Batting in the 7th position.
And now an RBI opportunity for former A Danny Valencia.
Danny Valencia.
Who likes the fastball here. See if they don't start him off with something slow. Runners in scoring position, less than 2 outs. Might be hunting that heater he can lift and get out to the outfield.
Infield back, except for Olsen, who's even with the bag. And the first pitch in the dirt to Valencia. Valencia, there's a couple seasons with the Athletics. 2015. And then 2016. 16 he had 17 home runs and 51 RBIs. Last year was Seattle. And that pitch in for a strike right down the middle. This is also his second stint with the Orioles. He was with Baltimore in 2013. Briefly.
That was after Minnesota, I believe.
That was after Minnesota, Boston, and then Baltimore, Kansas City, Toronto, Oakland, Seattle, back to Baltimore.
Have bags, will travel.
That's right, don't unpack them. A little bit low. He can hit a little bit, though.
He can. He can. He's not afraid. I believe I'm in his book, unfortunately. He's,
really?
Like I said, he's a heater hunter. Yeah. Thought I could sneak one by him. 3-2 in Minnesota. Didn't work out. It's all right.
Not that it's bothering you anymore.
No, I'm over it. I've forgotten about it.
I don't believe you.
We see here Mingin and Lucroy trying to get on the same page here. They're going to cycle back through some signs. Again, 2-1. They started him off with 2 breaking balls in a row. Try to get back into the count here. Might be more of the same. They're going to crowd him in.
Not a bad pitch, just a little bit too far in.
Yeah, when you talk about reading swings, it's one thing to read a swing. You can also read a take. And you see here that back foot lets you know he was spinning, opening up, looking for it. The way he checked at the pitch lets you know he identified what he was looking for. And it's about location. And you see there Lucroy, he's done a good job of picking those things up. Let's see if we can get the fish to bite away.
1 pitch. Here it is, and it's hit hard. Chapman on the backhand. Chapman's throw across in time, and Trumbo has to stay at third. In fact, he dove back to third. So a big out.
It's just a great job by Chapman over there at the hot corner.
Second baseman.
Does a good job of corralling this bad boy with the backhand. Go ahead and check Trumbo. Get on your belly, get dirty. You ain't going nowhere. And then he follows it up with that strong throw. That is something.
So 2 outs. Chase Peterson steps up. First pitch is a strike on the outside corner to Peterson. Peterson at 222, 7 RBIs so far. Peterson started the season with the Yankees. Played in 3 games for New York. In fact, played in 3 games for the Yankees, Dallas, and 2 of them were against the Orioles. Then the Yankees let him go, and
Orioles picked him up.
Orioles a little banged up in the infield.
Jonathan Scope out.
Yeah, Scope's out. That's a
big blow.
That's big.
That's a big blow. Defensively, offensively, the pop.
You know, they're also without Tim Beckham. And
Yeah.
Beckham has turned out to be a very good player. He's been great with the Orioles. So you're missing Scope with an oblique, Beckham with surgery, a core muscle surgery.
Yeah.
Going to be out till probably June. They just got Trumbo back. But Scope is a huge loss. Scope is a middle of the order power hitter, run producer.
Scope is huge, but Beckham, I mean, he was on fire when he showed up.
Canna hustling back. Looks like he's going to get there, and he does. So Migden works out of the jam, and Trumbo is stranded at third. 4-1 A's.
That's right, and in honor of the big lefty Sean Manaya's no-no on April 21st, you can now grab a $15 lower level ticket presented by Bart Table for his next start Tuesday, May 8th. That's right, grab a lower level seat for $15 by going to athletics.com/rapid. Now remember, offers subject to availability, and this can change at any time. So be sure to sign up for Athletics alerts to know about the next offer coming your way. Visit athletics.com/rapid today.
Well, he deserves that. First pitch to Jonathan Lucroy is, or the second pitch, excuse me, is a strike. So a quick 0-2 count from Cashner to Lucroy. Cashner, 37 pitches in that first inning. This one's grounded to Machado. Pretty smooth and short. Scoops it up and throws out Lucroy. So if you're the pitcher and you have this 37 pitch inning,
Now batting left fielder,
get through it.
number 23, Matt.
Are you running
Joyce.
out to the mound in the second inning going, man, I need a quick inning. I need a 10 pitcher here.
Yeah, you got to go out there and well, he did it. Attack the zone. You know what? Let's try to pitch to contact early. Let's see if I can just get in the zone, maybe get some outs early by virtue of letting the defense work. I wasn't able to take care of it early myself. Let's get the rest of the guys involved.
That always makes me laugh because then you think, well, why didn't you just do that in the first inning?
Yeah, well, because I'm trying to iron. I got kinks I'm trying to iron out. Kipe. Sean Manaea, he got a nice little goatee going on these days, huh?
Yeah, we're going to get a close-up look at it. We're going to interview Sean Manaea next inning.
That's right.
I think that's a better look than the mustache.
Yeah, well, yeah. He just it was a good effort, you know.
And I'm certainly not an expert. You're a bit more of an expert on facial hair than I am. So we'll let you grade that one out. We will talk to Sean next inning. Joyce over to our left. We like to call that foul ball alley.
It'll be fun to hear about the ride Manaea has been on since that fateful day.
See, Danny Valencia is playing. Actually, Valencia is playing at shortstop.
Valencia's shortstop. You got Machado playing rover. Peterson over there in shallow right.
Two pitch. Up and away. It was Joyce who walked in the first. And then he scored on the home run by Chris Davis.
Well, and you can see Cashner struggling mightily with release point right now. That first pitch breaking ball was about a 55-footer in there. That fastball 3-1 to try to get him back in the count, sprayed up and away.
Right back to Cashner, who grabs it. Flips it to first for the second half. And that'll bring up Marcus Semien.
Now batting shortstop, and Marcus Semien.
Just reached on that fielder's choice in the first inning where there was an error on the throw to second base. They're underway up in Seattle. Angels and the Mariners tonight. No score in the third inning. Richards for the Angels, Leake for the Mariners, and of course Albert Pujols, one hit away from 3,000. Did not get a hit in his first at bat, so we're going to keep a close eye on that game for a couple different reasons.
Sure.
Showed you the standings before with Angels, Astros, Mariners, and the A's pretty tight in the West. Pujols got a hit last night in the, I want to say it was his first at bat.
Yeah, and then I believe the fifth inning, the double or whatever it was. I tell you, I had molded over going out to the games, but he was 7 hits away, you know, and I just didn't see that happening. A pretty big deal still in my book.
Absolutely.
The guy reaches a 3,000 hit mark.
30, he will be the 32nd player to do it when he does it, and see if he does it tonight. Two the count to Marcus Semien. Inside, the Astros are in Arizona, an interleague matchup of two very, very good teams. And right now, the Astros leading the D-backs 4-0 in the fifth. That's Cole and Medlin. And another walk. So no quick inning for Cashner.
Yes,
No, he got
Lowry.
He got quick out from Lucroy and the quick out from Joyce. Has continued to
Spray the baseball all over the zone there. You take a look at Roger McDowell, the PC for the Orioles.
Sinker. Good sinker.
Super sinker.
Bowling ball. Bowling ball fastball. First pitch to Lowry for a strike. Lowry popped up to the shortstop. First at bat. He's come in 15 and 16 on the year, so they're trying to get back and then over the 500 mark. See if they can do that this weekend against the Orioles. In the hole and under the glove of Peterson. Simeon's going to try for third, and he'll make it. So Lowry has a base hit.
Well, we'll take it. Absolutely. Another changeup out of the hand of Cashner here. You can see Joseph diving down as that pitch starts to lose elevation here. Jett just does a good job of hooking this ball. He understands he's got a hole created over there on the right side. They don't have the ability to stack that right side, so Jett just takes what's given to him, gets the barrel around that bad boy. Simeon hustling, does a good job going first to third, and the A's are in business here. 2 outs.
So here is Chris Davis. 3-run homer in the first. First pitch is a fastball away.
Well, Kaib, I don't know if you brought your calculator today, but I got mine. And listen to these numbers. 108 off the bat, 27-degree launch angle, and 432 feet away from home plate. That gets it done every time.
So 27 degrees launch angle. That's pretty good.
That's optimal. Remember, anywhere between 19 and 39 degrees is typically where you're going to get your home run power, that angle. So you talk 27 degrees, 108 off the bat. That's a recipe for a round tripper.
Davis, Trumbo, Peterson. Trumbo makes a nice running catch. So a couple of runners stranded, and it's the A's leading 4-1 as we head to the third. We're going to talk to the big lefty, owner of a no-hitter, Sean Manaea, as we come back.
Hey, A's fans, come check out.
Leading the Orioles 4-1 as Caleb Joseph steps in against Daniel Migden, and they're excited to be joined down near the dugout by Sean Manaea, who has popped a headset on. Sean, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. So you can sit, relax, watch the game, and you get to talk with these two crazy announcers.
Yeah, this is usually my spot.
That's your spot?
Yeah.
All right, so at least you're comfortable.
That was my spot too. I was a big bat rat guy. You know, I think you know the goatee's probably gonna get some FaceTime. That's why you're over there by the bat rack. I see you working.
You know.
I see you working. Sean, talk to us a little about what the ride's been like, man. I haven't talked to you in a while since that fateful day. You've obviously got another start under your belt, but what has the reception been like as you've hit the road?
Oh, it's been incredible. You know, everybody's been so welcoming and you know, excited that you know, something like that happened, and it's just been so awesome hearing from so many people and you know, telling me congrats, and it's been a lot of fun, a lot of talking, a lot of interviews, and kind of like getting worn out with that, but you know, it's been taking all the stride and having fun with it. So it's been great so far.
All right, be honest with us. How many times have you watched the no-hitter?
Probably at least, I don't know, 75 times.
Atta baby.
Yeah.
You deserve it.
I mean,
you could just ask your teammates, hey guys, you want to watch my no-hitter?
No, I haven't been like that, but you know, doing something like that it's kind of hard not to, you know, watch that, and I don't know, it's just crazy.
Sure. Now, we're taking a look at the last out here for folks at home. It's the ball on the ground ball to Simeon, over to Lowry, the arms up in the air, you're clapping hands, you're hugging, man. Take us through that feeling right there when it's all said and done and it's good to go.
Oh man, when I released that pitch and you know, saw it going on the ground towards Simeon, that was it was kind of like in slow motion, and you know, it just ball rolled towards him, and you know, Lowry got the ball, and then it was just pure excitement. So
now, Sean, before you threw the final pitch, you knew what the count was, right? Because there's a certain lefty who threw a perfect game who actually did not know what the count was when he threw the final pitch. I mean, you were aware, right? I mean,
yeah.
I mean, you'd think a pitcher would be, right?
Yeah, especially in a moment like that. But I mean, it worked for him, I guess. So
you know,
it's a low blow.
That's coming from a guy who didn't even know that he had a no-hitter going. You know, like we can't trust Sean.
Lefties we're kind of weird in that sense.
What have you been able to take away from that game, whether it be in your side sessions, whether it be in the video room, as far as continuing to expand on a great start? Is there anything from that game specifically you can take away, or that you have taken away?
Yeah.
That's right. Talk about it, man. That was a great play,
awesome,
buddy.
Oh man, that was incredible. Great catch. The biggest thing that I took away from that is you know, just keeping myself calm, staying calm, taking deep breaths, and you know, really slowing the game down in situations like that. And you know, there've been a bunch of times throughout these past couple of years where I let the game speed up on me and have a really difficult time you know, slowing it down, and then you know, before I know it, I have, you know, given up like 4 or 5 runs, and then I sit back and wonder, man, you know, should have, you know, taken a couple breaths or done something. But in a situation like that, it's you know, you really have to settle down and focus, and you know, that was the biggest thing I took away from that, and it's definitely helped me out in these so far in these 2 starts since I've had that.
And you are the American League Pitcher of the Month for April. No surprise there. And looks like you got a nice gift before the game today. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it was awesome. We got a letter from the commissioner. It was pretty cool. And then I got a cool watch. Has the American League logo on it. And haven't really checked it out fully, but it's really cool.
Is that a Rolex? What are we working with down there?
I don't know. I didn't get a good chance to look at it, but it looks nice. So yeah, that's all that really matters.
There you go. That counts.
Well, Sean, we were thrilled, and I have to ask a favor. I'm going to bring my scorecard down one of these nights so you can sign it, if that's all right with you.
Of course.
Dallas did the same when he threw his perfect game, so I got to keep these little mementos that happen. Pretty cool.
Pretty big deal. Pretty big deal. No doubt about it.
Oh man, but it was fun. It was fun.
Thank you.
So Daniel Migden facing Adam Jones, who got him in the first inning with a home run.
Thank you. The boys down there taking care of you, making sure you got everything you need.
Yeah, KD's always got me. He saw that I was sweating, so he gave me a towel, and I'm always thirsty, so he's always got my back.
Walk us through this facial hair decision here, because we've seen you look a little like a Patch Adams at times, a little sparse beard. Might have taken you a while to get that under your belt. You're going goatee now. What do you got?
Yeah, well, I can't really grow facial hair, and as you said before, my cheeks are super patchy, so the mustache and the chin are the only thing that grows in somewhat thick. So the girlfriends kept begging me to, or not begging me, but telling me to, shave it in something like this. So I just decided to do it, and a lot of guys said it looks okay. So we're going to see how it works.
We like to ask the real hard-charging questions.
That's
here
right.
On the telecast. It's important.
I'm prepared. So.
Yes, you are. 2-2 pitch. Oof, foul back. So how do you watch the game? You try to relax a little bit, have a good time in the dugout, or?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. I'm definitely a cheer guy. Always cheering on the teammates and getting a little excited. And obviously I watch the pitchers and try to pick up pitches or just watch how they do their thing. And to me, that's a lot of fun. Just that's how I learn the game is watching pitchers, see what they do, and seeing how hitters react to everything they do. But for the most part, just try to chill out and not think too hard about baseball and pitching.
Take a break.
Yeah. Oof. That was a close one.
Well, you will pitch again against the Astros next week. At what point do you start thinking about them, maybe going over some scouting reports?
That's been a thing for me, is just trying to find that routine. I've never really done video before. I've never really had it. And the first 2 years up here, I never really utilized it. So it's something I've been trying to work on, is finding a routine to where I can get good video sessions in and learn what I can about whatever team I have to face next. And I think I've got a good thing going, doing the day after watching my start, and then a couple days before starting to watch hitters in sequence. So for the Astros, a couple days before I'll start watching the first 3 to 5 hitters, and then the day before I'll finish off the rest of the lineup. And it's been working so far, and that's kind of what I've been doing.
Yeah, I would say it's working.
Yeah.
It ain't broke, brother.
1.63 ERA. Here's Machado with Jones aboard. Speaking with Sean Manaea.
That's right. And Sean, you actually you joined me on the podcast that I do earlier this week, and we talked a little bit about this, and this has been mentioned before, but just talk a little bit about the mindset that you're pitching with this year as opposed to in years past, and how you think that's impacted your success.
Yeah, the first couple of years I was just super happy to be here, and just wanting to stay here and hoping that my skills and stuff would keep me here. But after last year and struggling for a little bit, I had to switch some things up, and that's what this offseason was for me, is to figure out these routines, figure out the different mindset that I need to have to be successful. And to me, it was more about being less of a nice guy, and taking things seriously, and wanting to be good, wanting to be great, and having that mindset to where I'm going to execute this pitch, I'm going to attack guys, I'm going to do the things that I can control, and not just hoping that I throw a strike, or hoping that I get this out, or hoping that this game goes well. I'm starting to take things into my own hand, and not just hoping that things go well. So for me, that's been so huge, just attacking guys and not just throwing things out there, hoping that get guys out.
Well, it's definitely working. Sean, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it. We'll let you get back to your friends in the dugout. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Yep.
1-2 to Machado. Cued foul, so it's always great to talk to Sean. I think it's funny because I mean, listening to him and what he's learning and what he's getting better, I think it's great.
It's awesome.
But it's still funny when he's the nicest guy in the world. Right?
He
I mean,
is,
he really is. He's a super nice kid. But when he says, yeah, you know what, I'm trying to be more mean.
Right, yeah, and the best part about it is he's saying it with a smile on his face. He can't keep a straight face. He doesn't have a mean bone in his body. But you know what? If he can find a way to tap into that mentality every 5 days.
I think he is starting to, because now he realizes what changes he can make that'll make him better.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Swing and a miss on a high fastball on 1 and 2. So side retired hit and a runner left for the Orioles in the top of the third. The interview with Sean Manai was presented by Xfinity, and it was fun. We'll be back.
Because no matter where you serve or when you served, we stand ready to serve all military families.
4-1, the A's lead bottom of the third. There's the Treehouse. Guys do the pregame show, and they will do the postgame show from there tonight. See, that's the life. Jim Kozimor, Dave Stewart. So you do the pregame show, and you're already there.
Right.
So you stay there, you eat, enjoy.
Yeah. Watch the ball
and then
game.
you watch the game, and then you sit back down and do the postgame. That's living right there. That's TV living.
Not a bad gig. Not a bad gig. And the Treehouse, that place is constantly popping now.
Yeah,
constantly.
I guarantee Jim Kozimor is probably saddled up somewhere with a Fresca, RC Cola,
and a moon pie.
Olsen gets jammed, rolls it toward the shortstop, which is Danny Valencia, who's actually the third baseman, so that was the ship.
I'm going to take a look at the numbers on the StatCast job from Matty O. Exit velo, 104, launch angle just 1 tick higher at 28 degrees. Unbelievable. I love the numbers. I do. I love them. Big fan.
Velo?
Love it. How hard coming off, how far. Give me the apex, how high it went.
It's a whole new world, that's for sure.
That's right.
What was Mike Trout's home run the other night? 116.
116 off the bat. Estimated, I believe, 523 feet.
I saw the highlight, and I am not going to dispute that. I had the volume down, and I still heard the bat crack. It was like the perfect storm. The pitch was right there.
It was right there. And
just a little down. You know, he likes the ball down. And it was
just little down, little in, just right into the bat path of the best player on the planet.
He's fun. 0-2 to Chapman. Matt Chapman had a base hit in the first. That is when the A's got their 4 runs. Albert Pujols just batted in the top of the 4th and he walked. So he does not have a hit his first 2 at bats. Good breaking ball, and Chapman swings and misses.
Tight little slider there out of Cashner. Did a good job getting to that point against Chapman here. Tried with the fastball down and away. Just jerked at the pitch before.
Now batting
So he
center
comes back
fielder.
and tries to tunnel that slider out of the same spot. Chapman just ran out of bat here.
Here's Canna, who hit a fly ball to center field in the first. In first, right?
Sands ski mask this time around.
Yeah, not tonight. It's amazing how quickly something like that brings on a life of its own.
But sometimes they have knocks in them and sometimes they don't.
Right. Get rid of them if they don't. Joseph sets up outside. Cashner hit the glove, but it was a little bit off the plate.
Well, just something I've noticed here on those fastballs to the glove side for Cashner, trying to work across his body here. He's not doing a great job of finishing the pitch, bending over, if you will, finishing out front, however you'd like to say it. Feels like he's standing up. And that one he finished. Somebody get this guy a trailer, huh? Mark Canna? He's bringing his whole locker out there with him.
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah, good Canna, radio flyer.
Fastball high. So full count to Canna. One bat.
Bat check. Second bat.
Got a jacket.
Check. Jacket.
Yep. Hayes blazer.
Ski mask. Who has my ski mask? That's right. Tools of the trade right there.
3-2 pitch. Driven down the right field line, but foul past the Orioles bullpen. Reddick got it. I may see a candidate for a beard off with Dallas Braden right there. See that guy?
I did. That individual behind him.
Just saying.
It was.
Just saying.
I don't know that I can. I don't know that I can hold his water.
Trying new things here at the Coliseum this year. A beard off. That one is belted down the line, left field into the corner, and foul.
Just missed. Just out in front off the end of that off speed there. Got a little backup cutter here. Just mixing over the middle. Canna got the foot down. Maybe just a touch too early. Caught him out front. Caught it just off the cap. Split second early, and we're making 3 left turns with the Candyman.
So the count remains full. And that one on the outside corner, strike 3 called, and Canna knew it. So a 3-up, 3-down inning for Cashner. We played 3 at the Coliseum, 4-1 A's.
Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
Top of the fourth inning, Davis, Trumbo, and Alvarez against Migden. And that one is driven toward right center. Hustling over is Canna. Nicely done. He got a good jump.
Good job tracking that ball by Canna. See, off the bat, this thing starts to kind of curve away from him. Starts to die down. A little bit of a top spin. Nothing new or unusual off the bat of Chris Davis here. And Canna, you can see tracking, gets around the ball. It's a good job. Not an easy play.
So one away for Trumbo, who doubled in the second. He got to third with one out, and he was stranded. Cinco de Mayo tomorrow, huh?
That's right. Cinco de Mayo. Get it in ya. Carne asada on the grill.
Yeah. Pre-game.
Pre-game.
6:05 first pitch tomorrow. Oh, 2 to Trumbo. No walks, 2 strikeouts for Migden so far, holding on to this 4-1 lead. Looking for his third win of the year, trying to get to the 500 mark at 3-3. That one bounces away from Luke Croy on the swing and a miss. Third strike, no problem, throws it down. So 2 outs here in the fourth inning. Time now for the Lowe's whole team together strikeout walk ratio in the American League this season. Porcello, Verlander, Cole, Happ, Manaea, and Migden.
You love it.
Yeah. Strikeout to walk ratio.
That right there is forcing the action, limiting traffic, letting the defense work, but you are filling up the strike zone. And that's the most important part of all of that.
So coming into this start, Dallas, 24 strikeouts and 4 walks. Tonight, no walks, 3 strikeouts. So he's up to 4 walks and 27 strikeouts.
And when you don't have necessarily dominant stuff in terms of upper echelon velocity, 97s, 98s, and you don't have that 90, 91 mile an hour wipeout slider, instead you're featuring that big 76 mile an hour Uncle Charlie with 92 to 94 arm side run, a little bit of sink. Don't be afraid to make contact. Let them miss the barrel.
Nice big bounce. Olsen will take it himself. And that's a 7-pitch inning for Daniel Migden. Bottom of the fourth coming up. It'll be Piscotti, Lucroy, and Joyce.
Well, if not, come on out to the Treehouse Tuesday, May 7th versus the Astros for the inaugural Town Cook-Off beginning at 5:30 p.m. Everybody's welcome. Come on out to watch these 4 local chefs squaring off for the opportunity to partner with the Oakland A's to serve their dish at an upcoming A's game from a concession stand. So come on out, crown the winner with us, and see these chefs in action. Going to be a good time. I'll be out there.
Oh, so you're going to be a judge, huh?
Going to be a judge. Pretty cool idea when you think about it. You're going to bring their best work to the table, put our lips on it,
and
see.
They're leaving it in your hands. That's
right. That's right.
Scary. I think it's going to be great. We'll check in with you on Tuesday to see how it went.
Sounds good.
Find out who you selected as the food champion.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, it's gonna be right there on that porch there, right in front of those doors that lead out onto the concourse. That's where it's going down. That's where the magic will happen.
1-2 pitch to Piscotti. It's hit very high to center field where Jones backs up. Jones grabs it. So Piscotti's 0 for 2.
Now batting the catcher, with 21.
Angels with a couple of runs off Mike Leake,
Lucroy.
and they lead 2-0 in the 4th inning up in Seattle. And the Astros 7-0 now over the Diamondbacks in the 5th inning.
Like to see those snakes come back and sink their fangs into the Astros.
They got enough in their lineup to do it.
They do.
Garrett Cole is pitching for the Astros, so that doesn't make it easy.
I wonder what a spin rate is today.
Spin rate, I think it's the new phrase for baseball here in 2018. Spin rate. You know all about it. How about that? Jonathan Lucroy playing his 1,000th career Major League game.
That's a pretty big deal. That's a big deal. Cool little milestone there. 904 in the squat back there behind the dish.
He knows all about spin rate. Catches it every pitch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're on top of it though. You're like a spin rate expert.
Well, it's just something I think that as the game continues to evolve and as pitchers continue to tap different resources and utilize information in different ways, I think it's very important that you open yourself up to this information.
Shallow left, and that'll be a base hit. So Lucroy has the A's 5th hit. So if you got viewers at home that are saying, okay, spin rate. I mean, what do we? Give us the
left fielder,
simplest explanation of spin rate.
So when you think about a 4-seam fastball and you think about how many times it spins or revolts,
spinning backwards,
right? That's right.
Backspin when you throw it.
You'd like a high spin rate. High spin rate usually coincides with high velocity.
Sure.
When you think low spin rate, that doesn't necessarily mean there's a lack of velocity. What that means is there is now an increase in movement because the high spin rate allows you to keep a true line from A to B. So a straight fastball, if you will.
Watch the ball. See how it's spinning, and it's spinning.
That's right.
Back.
And you see
it's backspin.
And it's backspin. That's a 2-seam fastball. So the spin rate on that ball is going to be less than on a 4-seam fastball, which is why that pitch moves more because it's not moving as quickly through the air. Gravity takes effect, and that ball continues and starts to drop and starts to move.
So a 4-seam fastball with high spin rate, would it then be considered probably a high velocity but a fairly straight pitch? Maybe not a lot of movement.
At times, absolutely. So you think about a guy like Lance McCullers, though, who's 2,500 plus RPMs. Take a look at this changeup here from Cashner. Good arm speed on that changeup.
Now a changeup, like you could see it. Changeups doesn't spin hardly at all. It does a little bit, but not nearly the amount of a fastball.
Sure, and each pitch, you have an idea of where the spin would come into play or exactly what neighborhood
of spin, what number you're looking for on the slider, on the curveball, on the fastball. So you have a baseline, and then each individual, you kind of work from there.
2-2 to Joyce. But with that said, you don't want your pitches to be straight.
Oh no, absolutely
Right?
not. And that's why that's why paying attention to these numbers, they can start to open up windows of opportunity for you to manipulate the baseball and learn things about your release point.
And Joyce swings and misses. So Joyce is the 4th strikeout for Cashner.
Well, Cashner's identified against Joyce here, against the lefty.
Now batting shortstop.
He's able to get him out in front on this changeup,
Simeon.
down and in. Usually the honey hole or the sweet spot, the no-fly zone against the lefty as a righty. But he's able to slow him down with that changeup in a spot that he's looking for velocity, and Matty just runs out of bounds.
So 2 away for Simeon with Luke Roy still at first.
But I know you've probably caught wind of the back and forth between Trevor Bauer and Lance McCullers, and the usage of substances. And I ask people, go back and take a look at the numbers for Trevor Bauer career on the fastball spin rate, and then take a look at his last start, what that 4-seam fastball spin rate looked like. And you'll be taken back to realize that substances, whether it be pine tar, stick, whatever you want to call it, can actually, it impacts the ability to create spin, to generate movement.
Outside, 2-0. Simeon, who has reached on a fielder's choice and walked. Well, there's so many terms and different terminology now in baseball. It really is hard to keep up with everything.
Oh, sure, and that's the thing with baseball is, a lot of the verbiage that guys use to pick up mechanical cues. It might not be the scientific basis, but if it's something that you can connect with, then that's what you go with.
But you have that, and now you have, the last 5-6 years, you have the statistical number, WAR. And,
WAR,
10, 15
weighted runs created,
exactly.
WOBA, BABIP, FIP. There's a lot. Shooty Babbitt actually told me something very interesting, that numbers are merely an autopsy.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you don't create these numbers until after something happens. Right. So,
but it does. I think it gives, honestly, it's more of a tool for the front offices to evaluate and analyze their product, where they're at, where they're going, where they're headed.
2-2 to Marcus. And now a full count with 2 outs, so Luke Roy will take off.
We can see Cashner's really fallen in love with this changeup. He's had some success against Joyce with a couple swing and misses. Same thing here against Simeon. He tried to double it up there. Let's see if he triples up.
Runner goes, ball's bounce toward third. That's Valencia who throws across. And that will do it for the A's. They got a hit and they leave a runner. 5th inning coming up. 4-1 A's.
Kelly Moore Paints. Go where the pros go. Kelly Moore, the painter's paint store.
Having a good time at Shibe Park Tavern. Billiards and keeping an eye on the ball game. It's 4-1. A's lead, top of the 5th inning. Big curve from Migden. Valencia, Peterson, and Joseph, the bottom 3 for the Orioles here in the 5th. Valencia, big swing and miss. Valencia came up with a runner at 3rd and 1 out in the 2nd inning and grounded out to Chapman. Could not get the run home. Good pitch there. So a little slider.
That's right, little slider. What we talked about, Valencia coming up and being that hunter heater, or that heater hunter, if you will. And they started him off with that big breaking ball, wasn't able to get it in for a strike 1. So they come back with that breaking ball again, the cutter, slider, if you will, little hybrid.
That one bounced foul.
Now they've done a good job of slowing him down, changing his eye level. They've got him low in the zone now. The chance you might see a fastball up and in here. Got to get it in there, though. It's a guy like Valencia. That's right. Heater up and in, Luke. Let him know.
Valencia thought about chasing it. Almost did.
That's right.
Struggled at home.
Little bit struggling at home. Those struggles well documented. Was able to get the monkey off his back this year.
Another high fastball, and again Valencia checks his swing.
And that's where Lucroy would have liked that fastball before that pitch. Now here 3-2. If he can execute, you've got him set up for that slider cutter hybrid pitch away. Just the way he took that fastball before, that's why they went back to the well.
And a 3-2 breaking ball, and Valencia takes it, and he walked. So leadoff man aboard. Hey, NBC Sports California has compiled the A's top 50 most memorable moments in Oakland. Now we want the fans to pick the most memorable moment. It is a season-long promotion. Tonight, it's Ricky Henderson gets traded back to Oakland in 1989, and we know what he did. Against Eric Chavez dugout catch, that was in 2003. One of the all-time great plays here at the Coliseum. Fans, vote through our A's Twitter. The play that wins advances to face the next memorable moment. So the A's Twitter poll is open till 10 p.m. So cast your vote. Tell us what you think. Peterson shows bunt, pulls the bat back. Another fun thing that we're doing here at NBC Sports California.
I love that image of Ricky. Just such a lasting image. I love every minute of it.
1-0 to Peterson. Again shows bunt, pulls the bat back. This time it's called a strike.
Well, they've got the shift going on. They've got Chapman shaded over towards the shortstop spot as the third baseman there. As we take a look, you've got Simeon back behind the bag. So still, even where Chapman's playing at third base right now, still more than enough room for Peterson to push this towards third, running out of the box from the left side.
Swinging away this time, and he cues it. Stays foul, rolling up the third baseline.
And that's something that always interests me to find out. It kind of makes me wish I was teammates with Peterson. Maybe I ask him, why didn't you stick with it? If the defense is continuing to give you what you acknowledged and tried to take advantage of early in the count, and they continue to give it to you, what has changed your approach?
Sure.
Until you get to 2 strikes, what has changed the approach?
Yeah, it's almost like they're saying, well, I'll try it once, but.
Right.
So 2-2 to Peterson. 74 pitches for Migden.
Yeah, that 7-pitch inning last time out.
Let's see a very short lead at first. The ball's tapped right at home plate.
Look here, looks like this ball comes back up and catches Chase right. Ooh, right on the rib cage there, right below the heart. 2-2 here. Might have bought himself a changeup. Let's see if his heart is in this one. A little 2-piece here.
Outfield shifted a little bit toward left center. And a swing and a miss. 4th strikeout for Migden.
That's a good pitch by Migden down in the zone. Not exactly where he wanted as far as location is concerned. Still a heck of a pitch. Backdoor that little slider cutter hybrid that we've talked about. That's a great job by Lucroy to acknowledge the swing of Peterson in the at-bat before. He was keeping his hands back. Might have been able to go with something the other way with any sort of velocity. Slows him down. Gets the swing over.
So here's the 9th place hitter, Caleb Joseph. He swings through it.
Let's take a look at this last at-bat, how he went about it here. The anatomy of the AB. Little slider cutters down, not able to get the fish to bite early enough, but he continued to stay away, continued to work away, never showed him in. Just a good job of continuing to ride him out of the zone.
Lucroy blocks it. Joseph grounded out to the shortstop here in the 3rd inning, or back in the 3rd inning, and that would be nice to see right here.
Yeah.
Slight foul. Well, he did it, Dallas. Congratulations to Albert Pujols. He just dropped a single into shallow right field to become the 32nd player in Major League history to reach 3,000 career hits.
Hats off to the machine.
He is a machine. Still. 620 homers. Look at the RBIs. 1,935.
You know, I think one of the questions is he going in with a halo or is he going in with a Cardinal?
That's a good question. Well, he's got 3 more years left on his contract. So Ray and I talked about this early in the season when we played the Angels. He's got 620 home runs right now. Rest of this year, and then 3 years after that, stays healthy. It's 30 a year. That'll get him over 100. Maybe a little bit more. I mean, if he's sitting, if his contract is done, and he's going to be into his very early 40s. But if he's sitting at 730, you almost, I mean, you have make a run at Bonds?
Well, you have to think that he would want to, no doubt about it. It's about a team giving him that opportunity.
Yeah, sure.
Ultimately.
And again, that's 3.5 years down the road.
Right.
But it's not out of the question that he could get close to Bonds.
Not at all.
So Joseph strikes out, chased a pitch in the dirt. Back-to-back strikeouts for Daniel Migden.
He continues to work that cutter there. You see this out of the hound. Does a good job of getting on top and around this pitch, creating depth on it. It's a good job to continue to go to a pitch that he has a feel for. Luke has done a good job of acknowledging that. Emo's going to come out here, give him a little breather. This is just about calming him down. Hey, you've got 2 outs. Got 2 big strikeouts back to back and just giving you a blow here. Want to
to make sure we're going to get Mancini here. We don't want to see Jones. We don't want to see Machado. Let's attack this guy. Get out of the inning. Flip that lineup.
So Scotty Emerson back to the dugout, and here is Mancini. Petit should be just about ready. Mancini has got a couple of fly balls, one into foul territory. Piscotti made a nice play down the right field line. The first pitch is a strike. Chapman grabs it. He's going to go to first in time, and that will do it for the Orioles. They got a leadoff walk, did nothing with it. Bottom of the fifth coming up. 4-1, the A's lead the O's. For the Triple Crown begins with the most exciting 2 minutes in sports. It's the Kentucky Derby tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. on NBC, part of the NBC Sports Championship season. Kentucky Derby.
You got a horse in that race?
Let me check. Names. I do have a sports page here, so
there you go.
This is this is about what's the best name.
Right. That's how you do it.
Who cares if it's a mutter?
No. Give me the names. That's what you got to do. Give me the names. What's the name?
Middle of the order, Lowry, Davis, and Olsen.
There's some damage done here between these three. Lowry with the knock. Set the table for the Boppers.
Good changeup by Cashner.
You know, you like to see guys continue to go back to those pitches. For me, the changeup was an arm speed pitch. Anytime I would start to lose command of the fastball, I'd get back to the bread and butter, something I knew I could get my arm speed back with, and that was the changeup, and that appears to be the adjustment Mr. Cashner has made. Take a look at the hot cold zones here for Jed. Down and in, no good. Down, no good. Down and away, no good. Up, out over the heart of the plate, no good. If you're going to get it in, you better get it in there. That's about the only way you're going to get Jed Lowry out these days.
And now the count 2-2.
You see there 2-2. Runs that fastball up and in. He's going to come back with that changeup now that we talked about having a field. Give me that wiggle, Joseph. I'm on the same page. There it is. Changeup.
And and strike. 3 called, and Lowry can't believe it, and it looked like it was high.
The old elevated changeup, Kite.
The hanging changeup.
Yep, the hanging combio here. We talked about Cashner not finishing his pitches, not necessarily following through on everything. Kind of stood up on that one as well. Get the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, pitches up, Jet, I agree.
So here's Chris Davis with the big 3-run homer in the very first inning. Davis, the home run was his 8th of the year. He now has 26 RBIs.
You know, and this A's team is really gonna go as these 2 guys, these 3 guys here, the Davises, the Olsons, the Chapmans, as they start to have success, because we've seen they do have some swing and miss in them, and KD and Ole through their times that they've struggled, but when they are hot, when they are going, there really is no let up in the middle of that lineup. It is a pick your poison type of approach for the opposing pitcher. Not a comfy place to be.
For the A's this year, they've hit 28 home runs on the road and 13 at home. A's have played 17 road games. This is home game number 15. Chris Davis drifts into foul territory, and he makes the catch. So 2 away.
All right, let's play Beat the Streak, huh? Download the app, play for free, and start your streak for a chance at $5.6 million, Kite. Download Beat the Streak today. 5.6.
Huh.
Large. Get it in you.
Could clear up a few things with that.
Yeah, you could.
And Olson rolls it just foul. Olson has homered and grounded out. Brad Brock starts to throw. Brad Brock. th pitch for Cashner.
107 pitches through 5 innings. This is a start that he is going to feel tomorrow. You talk about labor-intensive outings.
Hit well to left field. Mancini hustling back. He's going to turn around and watch it hit off the top of the wall. Olson digging for second. He's got a double. Just missed a home run.
Talk about some serious backspin on that bad boy. Stayed inside and behind this baseball. See their breaking ball. They wanted it out. Joseph wanted this back door. Well, guess who was waiting at the back door? A man with a plan, Matt Olson. And he sends that breaker out to left field. Just a good job by Ole staying inside the ball. We talk about guys going the other way. They start to make those adjustments. Good to see.
So double number 5 for Olson. And here's Chapman. Chapman a single and a strikeout. First pitch is down and away.
And take a look at this, guys, at home from the top here. Keeps the hands back, does a good job, doesn't cut himself off, gives himself the ability to stay inside that baseball and deliver a good swing with authority. Great piece of hitting.
Chapman's average now sitting at 248. Did he go? No.
You know, I think another thing to keep in mind and be aware of is, as we talk about the Davis, who's the elder statesman between Olson and Chapman, that trio there. These guys are going to continue to adjust. The league will continue to adjust to them. There will be those
those peaks and valleys in a season. But it's about adjusting. It's about getting comfortable. We talked about Chapman going the other way early on in this part of the season. When he started to struggle, you see the Olsen double to left.
Well, they won't all three struggle at the same time a whole lot.
Right.
And if they do, it may not, they're going to last real long.
Right, and that's when it sort of becomes glaring. You go through a skid, and that might be because 2-3 guys at a time are kind of struggling. But when 2 or 3 guys start to break out at the same time, all of the call from Kipe, you get a homer, you get another homer, you get a knock, things start to pick up.
Three and 2 to Chapman. Here's the pitch. And he missed outside. And Buck Showalter out of the dugout, and that's going to be it. So that's the third walk of the night for Cashner, and that will be his last. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
So Cashner is done 4 2/3 innings. And he's trying to push across another run or two. 2 on, 2 out, and Marcano will hit against Brad Brock.
Brad Brock, righty coming in, 91-94 on the heater. Kipe, 83-86 on the slider. Dabbles with the changeup against the lefties, anywhere from 84 to 87 miles an hour. A little bit of deception to this man's game. Big cross body guy. I'll be able to give you a shot of that here in a minute.
First pitch is popped up near the Orioles dugout, and it bounces up against the net.
We talk about the deception. Take a look here. See the landing zone. Whoop. Just slightly across his body there. That helps garner some movement. Again, a little deception. Hide the baseball. Just a funky, uncomfortable AB at times.
And he's tall, 6'4".
Coming downhill on him.
In there, first strike, 91 miles an hour. Brock, you look at his seasons the last 4 years, he's been really good.
Yeah, a huge part of that bullpen, no doubt.
This year, 6.55 ERA. So, again, not a lot's going right for the Orioles, including a guy who is considered one of their best relievers having an ERA over 6.
You think about their record overall. Obviously, it speaks to some struggles mightily in the offense and in the rotation, and oftentimes, even if your bullpen is the bright spot, there can be glaring weaknesses down there. And typically, you get off to the kind of start the Orioles have. It's a matter of nobody clicking on any cylinders.
This one dropped right below us. To make matters worse for Brad Brock, he's going to be a free agent.
Yeah, walk year.
And this is the kind of guy, if he were to put together a good year this year, you have 5 really good years, he's going to get paid a little bit.
Oh, sure, he can get paid, but you also think about where the Orioles are probably going to be come the end of July, and where he's going to be and what role he's going to serve, and what that could mean for potential suitors who are in a race.
He's 32 years old. Actually saved 18 games last year. Zach Britton out last year.
Yep.
Still out this year. He will be back at some point. Brock took over as the closer for a period of time and picked up those 18 saves. Spoils a pretty good pitch for Brock.
Well, this is what we're talking about, those at bats. Lengthy at bats. You start to see a lot of pitches. You continue to pass the baton. But this is where guys start to work out of funks. You go up there, you battle, you battle, you battle, you break a guy's back. Maybe it's just a bleeder over the first baseman's head, whatever it is. See there, Caleb Joseph pointing to his head, telling him be smart, want to bury this breaker here.
Canna has a fly ball to center field and a strikeout. And he chased a pitch out of the strike zone, and that will do it for the A's. They strand a couple, and we're moving to the 6th. It's still the A's 4 and the Orioles 1.
Is the day, folks. The A's and Marvel are proud to release a glow-in-the-dark Black Panther bobblehead. Get it in ya. Snag this one-of-a-kind bobblehead tomorrow versus the Orioles, brought to you by Comerica Bank. Be one of 15,000 fans to get yours upon entering the ballpark. That's right. Visit athletics.com/promotions to grab your piece of Oakland history tomorrow.
Sure, guy.
Yeah. Good look cat.
Did you see the movie?
I haven't seen the movie.
It's pretty good.
My wife, if you're listening.
Throw an idea out there.
Man, I mean, this has been one of the features that I've wanted to see all year.
Non-stop action, start to finish, where you're like, there's so much action, you're tired, you know, when you walk out of the movie theater.
Yeah,
just watching.
On the edge of your seat type stuff.
It's good. It's really good. Man, little Oakland flavor.
Yeah, see, I'm into it. I need it in my life. It
starts in Oakland, ends in Oakland, and in between there's a lot going on.
Yeah, I'm into that. I am into that. We just went and saw The Quiet Place. That was nerve-wracking. But Black Panther is what's on my list. I need this in my life.
Yeah, it's good. You will enjoy it. 1-1 the count to Adam Jones, who bunts, and it's a good one. Chapman's got it. Chapman drops it, and I don't know that he was going to get Jones anyways. Adam Jones is 3 for 3. So a little sneak attack there.
That's right. Well, we talked about it last inning. You know, if the defense is going to give it to you, you're looking to create some offense here through the Baltimore Orioles. Down 3. Starting to get a little late. Going to need base runners here. And AJ, this is what a captain does. This is what a leader does. He understands how important it is to start to create traffic. You've got a reliever in, get some men on base, open up some holes, get the offense going.
So hit number 4. And now it's Machado with Davis to follow. After Davis, it's Trumbo. It's still hard to believe looking at this Orioles lineup, and you see the names. Mancini's a good young hitter, but then it's Jones and Machado, Davis, Trumbo, Alvarez, even Scope, who's not playing, but they are last in the American League in runs scored.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that the team with so much potential, the team with guys who have proven their ability to do it time and time again, are in this position this early. But I think that just goes to show what continuity in a lineup can do for you, and what the lack of can also be.
Orioles are 11th in the league in home runs hit. They've hit 33 with their one tonight. But how about this one? Last in slugging, last in on-base percentage.
Yeah, and that home run total, nobody on base when those home runs are getting hit.
That's right. They're hitting 227 as a team with runners in scoring position. So not much going on offensively with the Orioles at this point. And there's a base hit. Simeon Dove could not get it. So a bunt single by Jones, a line single by Machado, and now the Orioles are in business. The line for Migden: 5 innings, 3 hits, a run, and 5 strikeouts. He finished with 84 pitches.
Chris Davis.
And you're creeping up on that 3rd time through the lineup. You get him out of there, turn it over to the bullpen. And you know, in years past, we talk about this a lot these days, but in years past, you might kind of scoff at the idea of your bullpen covering 4 innings.
It's warm now.
It's a new day. It's a new day.
I think it's hard to do, though, every night, 162 games.
It'll wear on you.
And yeah, you're not going to do it every single night, but if that's the philosophy.
Sure. Well, we've seen the bullpen approach sort of play out during the postseason.
Lowry dives, he can't get it, and it rolls into right center field for a hit. Jones will score easily. Machado goes to 3rd, and now it's 4-2. 3 straight hits to open up the top of the 6th inning.
And Yusmeiro Petit, they're trying to go away here. They're trying to go away soft. They got the changeup up and elevated. You give a guy like Chris Davis the ability to keep his hands back and get to a pitch up in the zone. More times than not, he's going to beat you, and that's what happens here. Got on top of a changeup, was able to muscle it through the middle of the field.
So Davis gets his 9th RBI, and here's Mark Trumbo.
This right here, this is a huge at-bat. This is potentially the at-bat of the game at this point in time right now. Get yourself a double play. 1 run might score. You've still got the lead here, but you got to get Trumbo out.
And Trumbo swings at a pitch down and away. Trumbo has a double and a strikeout.
Well, and I know it's minimal, but that deep breath that Trumbo just took right there after that first pitch, not a very good pitch from Petit that Trumbo offered at. I'm getting the feeling that Trumbo's kind of confused up there. You see Lucroy going back to the well there with that breaking ball, seeing what he could find out about.
And it looked like that take, like Trumbo had a
better idea.
Yeah, I saw it a little bit better. Missed again. Now it's 2-1. The Orioles in a pretty good spot here in the 6th inning.
2-1, obviously not a lot of velocity out of Petit. Got to get crafty here. Got to beat him to a spot, be precise.
And that's a base hit to left field. It looked like a breaking ball that hung up there, and Trumbo has an RBI hit, and now it's 4-3, still nobody out.
Well, this is just a matter of being very, very hittable here. 76 miles an hour. Outer third. Didn't quite make its way all the way to the outside part of the plate here. Trumbo, who's seen a lot of these breaking balls throughout the game, early in this at bat as well. Type you mentioned, looked like he had softer front side. That second breaking ball he saw, something he's looking for.
And there's action now. Lou Trevino is just getting up. 4 straight base hits to make it a 4-3 game. So here is Pedro Alvarez. Alvarez, a fly ball to right, a ground out to first. Swing and a miss. Valencia is the on-deck hitter. Rolling along, you feel like you, even though it was 4-1, you feel like you, I don't know, it just felt like the game is yours.
Sure, sure. Well, this is
quickly.
What happens when you come out of the bullpen. I talk a lot about controlling the running game, coming in, spinning the breaking ball early for strikes, defending your position. But ultimately, you've got to be able to, obviously, you've got to be able to get outs. You want to pitch to contact if you're a guy like Petit. Might not overpower folks, but at the same time, you've got to work out of the middle of the zone.
Well spotted by Petit. Got in on Alvarez. So now the count's 1-2.
And this is where it becomes very important for a guy like Lucroy and a guy like Petit to have confidence in Lucroy to be able to bounce that breaking ball here. I'm going to try to go back inside. There it is.
And a good take by Alvarez.
See, the idea is you've got to be able to throw that pitch for strikes tight, because what we're starting to see is guys sort of spit on that pitch, eliminate it in the zone. When they see it out of the hand, they let it go. Isolate on the heater. So if he can drop that in for a strike and swing things back in his direction.
And he got him swinging. Off-speed pitch. Alvarez strikes out, 1 away.
Well, that's a good changeup there out of Yusmeiro Petit. Good fastball, arm speed here. And that's exactly what the hitter's picking up, is that arm speed.
Number 2.
83 miles an hour.
Valencia.
There you go. It's a good job by Petit. Nice four-seam changeup, providing the hitter with a visual presentation of fastball minus the velocity. Go ahead and sprinkle in a little bit of movement there, a little bit of depth. Got yourself a punch out.
So 1 out for Valencia. Ground out and a walk. And he takes a fastball on the inside corner for a strike. sometimes the game hangs in the balance, not in the 9th inning, Dallas.
Oh no, it's right now.
It's the 6th inning.
That's right. It's right now. You're 1 pitch away. 1 pitch away.
Line drive, base hit center field. Here comes Chris Davis. The throw to the plate, cut off, and the Orioles have come all the way back to tie it at 4.
And well, unfortunately, you can also be 1 pitch away from a tie ball game. And I think that's going to be it for Yusmeiro Petit. Bob Melvin makes his trip to the mound. He's called on Trevino, the right-hander. Take a look here, Valencia shooting his pitch back up the middle.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil
Your
change
attention,
tune-up
please.
and repair.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming in to pitch for the Athletics, number 62, Lou Trevino.
Brought to you by Toyota. Designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota. Let's go places. And by Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV.
Well, the Orioles have tied it. 3 runs and 5 hits here in the top of the 6th inning and still batting. It's too early for a mound visit, isn't it? He hasn't thrown a pitch yet.
That is a little early, and that will cost him. That will it's just about double checking, making sure we're on the same page here. You know, it's not like starting an inning where you bring the guy back in or you bring the guy into the game with you. Did you think he'd have that figured out?
So Jace Peterson is the hitter. With Trumbo at second, Valencia at first. Peterson a fly ball to center and a strikeout. So Trevino on in relief of Yusmeiro Petit. And the first pitch misses down and away.
Bringing Trevino here, 96, 98 plus. Good action down in the zone, great numbers. Was recalled last Tuesday, I believe, from Nashville. Second time around with the big club this year.
Tap to Lowry, who charges. He's got it, fires the second for one on to first, and that is a double play. So the Orioles get 3, no more, and we are tied at 4, headed to the bottom of the 6th. California Ford dealers, check this out, folks. April 24, 2007 in Camden Yards. That is a good friend, Dallas Braden, making his major league debut against the Orioles. And he gets the win. 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 6 tickets punched, and Dallas Braden walked off the mound, and he got himself a W. What were your memories from that?
I couldn't feel anything the first like 6 pitches I threw. I think I walked Brian Roberts on like 4 pitches, and I'm going, this is going to be really bad. I didn't feel any of that.
Well, that's not an easy place to make your major league debut. Machado behind the bag, throws, and Davis can't get it. It rolls off his glove, and Piscotty's aboard. So we'll see. I don't think that ball was in the dirt.
Yeah, this is on the fly.
Now batting the catcher, 21, Jonathan.
I believe you. I understand. I'm with you. That play has to be made. I'm with you.
Is that an E3 or an E6?
That's an E3, in my opinion.
I agree.
In my opinion, because that ball is more than capable of being corralled. And look, Chris Davis will tell you on his own, I should have had that ball. No doubt about it, he should have had it. He knows he should have had it. Just a tough one for old Manny to wear.
See, that's an E6.
Yeah. It's tough.
Sometimes you do see the ball hit the ground, but sometimes it hits the ground because you didn't catch it.
That's right. You didn't go out and get it.
But it's an E6, so the A's will take it. Runner at first, nobody out in a 4-4 game.
And I always like to defer to the fielders on that, you know, the position players. It reminds me of the play, obviously, in Manaya's no-hitter. So the next day, who's the first person I go up and talk to is the manager of the other club, the Red Sox, Alex Cora. And I said, AC, what do you got on this? And without missing a beat, got to have it. And that's a big league middle infielder who made his hay making those types of plays. So.
Lou Croy, a ground out and a single. Brock struck out Canada in the 5th inning, so he's back out there. Joseph can't find the baseball, but timeout was called.
Well, actually, what happened, if we take another look at it, Joseph on the way back to throw the ball back to Brock, the ball hit the hand of the home plate umpire.
Don't see that very often.
I just want to make sure we got it under control here. See, there's the pitch. Now on the throw back. No, hey.
He was making the strike call. And Luke Croy swings and misses. So 1-2 the count with Matt Joyce waiting in the on-deck circle. That one's driven to center. Jones going back, and he's not going to get it. It bounces off the wall. Piscotty to third, and he's going to be held up, and the A's have second and third, and nobody out. But when a ball goes out there, you always think Adam Jones is going to catch it.
That's right, and when you see Adam Jones turn his back, you have got to get on your horse and ride. And that is exactly what Piscotty did. Get to third, standing up.
Now batting left fielder.
Luke wasn't sure if he was going to be caught out of the box or not. See Piscotty there, checked on second, made sure AJ had no play on that ball. Second and third, nobody out. Good spot for the green and gold here.
So it's Matt Joyce who steps in. The shift is on, but only the corner infielders are really in. A little bit of an interesting setup. Machado, the shortstop, is just to the right of second base.
Big hole to the left side.
Valencia playing a pretty normal third base spot. Joyce has walked and scored. He has grounded out. He has struck out. Reaches for that one a little bit. 1-1 the count. Hey, we had a no-hitter. We had a no-hitter tonight. A combined no-hitter. Check it out. It happened in Mexico, where the Dodgers and the Padres are playing a series, and it was the Dodgers who got the combined no-hitter. Buehler, Cingrani, Garcia, and Liberatore finished it off, the 23rd no-hitter in Dodgers history. First combined no-hitter. So, team, how about that? This is the final out, and it was a strikeout. Again, this is in
2-2 pitch.
Monterrey, Mexico. That's it.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
He's had one of those back in the 70s. Ray Fosse caught the final 4 innings.
Yeah, but Sean Manaea says, yeah, I can do that all on my own.
Yeah, combined no-hitters are cool, but nothing like doing it on your own. Swing and a miss, and now it's 2-2. So congratulations to the Dodgers and their pitching staff. Reason to celebrate.
The young rookie getting him off. Walker Buehler.
Buehler. 2-2 the count. And he just got a piece of it. Interesting rumor, and well, it's too obvious, but with Seager going down for the Dodgers, you immediately think about Manny Machado.
Oh, absolutely.
And how could you not?
How could you not? You think about the opportunity that LA would have for a year, which is basically what you're looking for. Seager's going to be back in a year. Justin Turner, it's a matter of time. I hear he's coming back maybe in a week or so.
Left center. That's Mancini. Piscotty tags and he bluffs, but he stays there. So Joyce did not quite hit it far enough. So 1 away.
That's a good job by Mancini as well. He got around that ball, played through it, delivers a nice strong throw. Probably not deep enough anyway, but just to make sure.
Marcus Semien.
So 1 out for Semien. But yeah, listen, if you're the Orioles and you're going to trade Machado, which you think they probably would, the Dodgers got a lot of good young players.
No doubt.
Like Buehler, the young pitcher who's made what, 4 or 5 big league starts.
Yeah, no doubt. I think strategically, if you're their front office, you play the wait and see game.
First pitch to Semien in for a strike.
Let's see how things start to pan out. Let's see how this race heats up, and you might be able to catch a team who's right on the cusp, who's ready to buy in, really ready to make that move, and you might be able to rake in.
Yep. Semien bounces it. Peterson's got it. Double clutch coming home. Got it. Very close play. Peterson double clutched a little bit, but then he ended up making a very good throw to the plate.
Well, that's the point, Kai. Like you said, he double clutched, but he makes a heck of a throw to Joseph, who does a great job of letting this ball, as you see, he lets this ball travel, he lets it get deep, and in one foul swoop, he takes this catch, and you see that right into the tag zone, right into the foot of Piscotty.
You know what? The throw really had to be perfect.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
If it's not where it was, he's safe.
Yeah, anything up the first base side, he's got to reach back across his body. He's not in time. Piscotty's in there, no doubt about it. So a very heads-up play by Jace Peterson, and an even better job by Joseph to let that ball travel into the tag zone.
And he did get him.
See Joseph giving him a lane. He drops that knee, clears the space. And one fluid motion receives the throw. Applies the tag.
So 2 outs now, first and third, as Lucroy is now at third. He needs at least to have the right man up there with Lowry, who is 1 for 3, and the pitch is high. They sit in the second inning for Jed. His 45th hit of the year, and this is game number 32 for the A's.
It's decent. He's hitting .371 with runners in scoring position. And he's 6 for 10. That's 600 with runners in scoring position with 2 outs. no doubt, the right man at the dish.
Missed outside. Now it's 3-0 with Chris Davis in the on-deck circle. In for a strike. Inning started with an error. He's trying to take advantage of it.
See Jed take advantage of the matchup here. Lefty's hitting 364 off Brock so far.
Davis can't get it. Peterson can't get it. It's through in the right field. Coming in to score is Luke Croy, and the A's do get the lead 5-4. Chris Davis dove, missed it. Peterson missed it, and it just got through in the right field.
It's got eyes, Kite.
That one had eyes.
It's got eyes. We talked about it. The lefties having success early against Brock. Jed Lowry, 600 with runners in scoring position with 2 outs. You know how the story goes. St. Peter, get your pen and pad ready. 2-out knocks get you to heaven. Here comes Jed.
So RBI number 31 for Jed Lowry. It's a good number. 76 RBIs with 2 outs this year. So it's Chris Davis who will hit.
This is what he did in the first inning against Andrew Cashner here. Got that mixer over the heart of the plate. Cashner knew it. KD knew it. Sprinkle me, baby.
So he steps up here with 2 on and 2 out. Pedro Arroyo starts to throw. First pitch, a little bit outside from Brock. Brock out of the bullpen now, 27 pitches. Davis may still be thinking about the Piscotti ball. The air was given to Machado.
That's a tough break.
Foul straight back. Booth next door bounces off the facing.
You mentioned that's 28 pitches now for Brock out of the bullpen. A guy that you identified, somebody that Buck likes to utilize early here in the series. Like to see Oakland take advantage and extend these guys, get into that bullpen early. It sets the tone for the rest of the series.
And of course, remember, no Zach Britton. He's the closer for the Orioles. He's still on the disabled list. He had Achilles surgery in December. Now he is expected back. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. He's going to run. Jed Lowry with a 2-out RBI single to score Luke Croy. 7th inning coming up, 5-4. A's lead.
Socks, that's right, Socks featuring our lovable mascot, that guy right there, Stomper. Be one of the first 10,000 fans at the ballpark on Sunday, May 6th, 105 start against the Orioles to get your Stomper socks. Brought to you by Black Bear Diner. So visit athletics.com/tickets to get started, to get your socks on, Kite.
Stompers, looks like they cleaned his uniform.
Yeah, right? He was a little, yeah.
A little bleach. Fair ball headed for the corner. Caleb Joseph does not mess around. He's going to have a leadoff double here in the top of the 7th, so the Orioles right back in business. Some counter-punching going on here.
That's right. Punch, counter punch. Trevino comes in trying to get ahead with that fastball, wanted it down and away, leaks back over the plate. Joseph does a good job of getting on top of this baseball. He's able to sock it down the line for a leadoff double.
And now the top of the order, and Trey Mancini, who is 0 for 3.
See there, 93, little wrinkle in it. Little cut to the glove side. Get him off that heater, 96, 98. Crowd him in here.
Swing and a miss. Mancini, last year, full year in the big leagues, his first, 293, 24 homers, and 78 RBIs.
No doubt an impact bat.
No question.
No doubt about it.
26 years old. Tapped foul. So looking into the future for the Orioles, and of course that future is up in the air with Machado a free agent, Adam Jones a free agent, Britton a free agent, Scope a couple years away from being a free agent.
Yep.
Mancini could be a building block.
Absolutely, and I think you have to look at Manny Machado and think he's all but out of here. Same thing with Zach Britton. As soon as he gets healthy and is back in action and proves serviceable, it's hard to imagine seeing him in an Orioles uniform with all the help that's going to be sought for the push in the postseason.
And Mancini strikes out, so a very unproductive out.
Yeah, you got runners in scoring position, looking to hit this ball to the right side, get him over 92
Adam Jones
with a wrinkle in it.
That's Darren O'Day. Listen, we're not trying to pick on Trey Mancini, but it's at bats like that. That's why you're last in the league in run score.
Sure. You think about timely hitting,
or just do a job, doing something positive when you're at bat. Here's Adam Jones. Adam Jones tonight, a homer, 2 singles, a couple of runs scored. His last single was a bunt hit.
And you know, that's kind of a complete ball game at the plate. When you think about swinging the bat, you think about what Adam Jones means to the lineup.
And he swings and misses, swinging a ball.
So take a look. We talk about him being able to adjust, handle different pitches. Here he gets one right down Broadway and does not miss. Absolutely pounded out to left center.
In the third position.
And the to your point, Kite, comes up next time, gets a knock, comes up the next time, drops a bunt down for a base hit.
0-2 pitch down and away. So what do you think, Dallas? Adam Jones, free agent. He'll be 33 on August 1st.
I think AJ, I think he finishes out here.
Do you really?
I do. I do. I know what he's meant to that community. I know what he's meant to that city, the work he's done there. I think he's comfortable there.
Still a very, very good player. Up the middle, Simeon, he's got it. Throw to first, and did Olsen stay on? Yes, he did. So he's called out. There's some argument from Wayne Kirby, the first base umpire. He said, no.
Yeah,
Let's see.
I tell you, take a look. What you're looking for is the tag right there on the left foot of Adam Jones. And honestly, when AJ ran through the bag and peeled off, he didn't look to have too much to say about it either. And there it is on the tag.
Yeah, Kirby was looking at the fact that Olsen's foot came off, and I think it did.
Oh, no doubt.
Watch the tag.
Yeah, no doubt the foot's off, but right there you've got the tag. That's a heck of a job by Ole to be able to hold on to that ball. They're going to take a look at this, and Buck's going to lose this. Right there, you can see.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they would be looking at.
Yeah.
That's a good call by Larry Vanover. I mean, he saw the tag.
Well, it's a good job to get himself over in position as well. You know, not give up on the play. Not just
the
nail it
Orioles
in.
are challenging the ruling on the field.
But again, heck of a job by Olsen to be able to keep a grip on that ball, because that wasn't tightly secured in the webbing of that glove.
Yeah, I'm not even sure why you would do that. I mean, it was very obvious that he tagged him on the foot well before Jones touched first base. But how about that play?
Confirmed.
If that play is not made, it's first and third, one out. But you can clearly see the tag is made right there. So I'm not sure that's a good challenge by the Orioles.
Not at all. Such a difficult job for Olsen as well. Thing in the palm of his glove. It's going to bring out Scott Emerson. Going to have a little meeting on the mound here, meeting of the minds.
Only a couple mound visits left, Dallas, so let's keep an eye on that.
That's right. It's important. Start to talk strategy. You're thinking about guys on base, who's on deck.
13, Manny Machado has been intentionally
Got numbers and matchups going through your head right now.
So Machado is intentionally walked, and now it'll be Chris Davis. That's the second walk A's pitchers have issued, but this one intentional. So now it's first and third for Davis. Full shift for Davis. Marcus Semien in shallow right field. Lowry near second base. Chapman playing at short.
This is a big AB for Trevino here. Horsepower versus horsepower.
Runner goes, and the ball's hit in the air, left field. Long run for Joyce. He's near the wall, and Joyce caught it. Bangs up against the wall, hangs on, side retired. Boy, how about the defense for the A's here in the top of the 7th inning, and it saved them big time. Worth another look. Kept that lead. How about this play by Joyce?
Check it out, sprint speed. picking up and putting down the getaway sticks at 23.3 feet per second, or traveled per second, I believe.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say.
You get the idea.
How about this? Think about the 7th inning. The A's scored their run in the bottom of the 6th.
Yep.
Defense that wasn't, plays that were not made by the Orioles. Top of the 7th, the plays that were made by the A's, 2 really good plays, kept the lead. So it's all about defense, who's making the plays, who's not. And right now the A's are, and the Orioles did not. And that's why the A's are leading 5-4. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair expert. So the veteran sidewinder Darren O'Day comes in. He's going to face Olson, Chapman, and Canna here in the bottom of the 7th. The Frisbee slider, as we like to say, with guys who throw from the angle of Darren O'Day, and that slider just kind of spins and spins and spins. Just sits there.
Slinging it up there. A lot of success from down there.
Right on the outside corner.
Think about what he's been as a complimentary piece in that bullpen to a guy like Britton, to a guy like Brock.
Olson, a homer, a ground out, and a double. Homer to right, double to left. Swing and a miss, and now it's 2-2.
See, he likes to get down. Doesn't stay down necessarily. A la a Bradford type. Works his way back up to sidearm. Definitely lower than low 3/4.
Olson hits this one in the air to left field. Mancini's back. Mancini at the wall, and he's got just enough room to make the catch.
Just enough room indeed. Back to the wall of the State Farm sign.
Now
Just
batting
enough
third
room to
baseman,
keep Ole in
number
the park.
26, Matt Chapman.
So 1 out for Chapman. Chapman a single, a strikeout, and a walk. So the Astros shut out the Diamondbacks tonight 8-0 in Arizona. So listen to this line, Dallas. Garrett Cole, a complete game, 1-hit shutout. Ooh, 16 strikeouts, 1-6.
Ooh. CG shut piece.
Dealing what?
16 knockouts.
We saw him on Sunday in Houston, and he had 12 strikeouts against the A's in 6 2/3 innings.
Yeah.
Ryan Dole throwing for the A's, but tonight, a career high 16 strikeouts for Garrett Cole, and the Astros shut out the D-backs. Not an easy team to shut out in that ballpark.
No, not by any means. They are swinging the D-backs.
Angels still leading the Mariners. It's 3-0 in the 8th inning.
See here, Caleb Joseph. Anybody home? Hello. Oh. Just doesn't get any easier back there. That's why they got all that equipment on their pipe.
Yeah, it helps for a little bit. Swing and a miss. Struck him out 87 miles an hour, but
well, he's got that riding action, and as that sucker just takes off on you, kind of explodes. It's only 87, 88, but late life in the zone.
Now batting center fielder.
Take a look here at pitch cast. Trail on that.
Canna.
Not a comfy AB.
So Canna steps up for his 4th at bat, a fly ball to center and a couple of strikeouts. First pitch for a strike. So Dull is loose and ready to go out in the A's bullpen.
Mark Canna's done such a great job since coming up, patrolling center field, swinging it well, playing good defense.
Good swing by Canna. Ball out over the plate. He hits that ball pretty well.
Well, that's, I mean, a lot of guys here at this level, Kai, big league hitters, the stake hitters, and that's the difference really between this level and any other level before it, is the guys in the lineup can take advantage of the mistakes you make, and when you make those mistakes at this level, very rarely are they missed.
So 0-2 to Canna. Caleb Joseph sets up a little off the plate. O'Day hits the target, so pretty good 0-2 pitch.
We can see they're trying to take him out there with that slider, and I'd venture to guess he might try to bring this fastball back on the outside corner, looking to give a little frozen pizza. I'm going to stick with that slider down and away.
And it's off the plate. Good take by Canna. 2-2.
Now, if you're O'Day, you want to be able to work off of your misses here. That's a non-competitive pitch that really didn't do anything there. Good chance Joseph tries to crowd Canna here, get him back inside. He's checking the hands out. Roll curve. Let's go back.
And again, good pitch by O'Day. Machado's throw is low, but Davis digs this one out. And Darren O'Day has a 3-up, 3-down 7th inning. We're moving to the 8th. He's hanging on to a 5-4 lead. Is airing right now on NBC Sports California Plus, which can be found on the channels listed on your screen. If you can't find NBC Sports California Plus, log on to NBCSportsCalifornia.com or call your local TV provider. Tonight, the Sharks lost 5-3. They were down 4-0. They came back, ended up losing 5-3, so they're down 3-2 in that series. Game 6 will be on Sunday in San Jose. They dropped the puck at 4:30.
It's been a back-and-forth series.
Yep.
Been a back-and-forth series. Sharks were down early game 1, right? Came back.
Right.
And got out to a hot start early game 2. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so. I didn't watch it there. Yeah, that's right. First game was an ugly one.
Yeah, not
they got
good.
Pounded.
Not good.
So game 6 Sunday at the Shark Tank. Must win for San Jose. Warriors lost tonight in New Orleans, game 3 of that series, so the Warriors still lead 2-1. Pelicans trying to make it interesting.
That's just to bring it back home, right?
Yeah. Ryan Dole is your new pitcher. So he'll face Trumbo, Alvarez, and Valencia. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
And for Ryan Dole, this is an opportunity for him to really grab hold of a job in this bullpen. Show Bob Melvin, Scott Emerson that he can be relied upon. He can get those big outs, whether it be in a high leverage situation come the 6th inning, 7th inning, whatever the case may be. Here in a 1-run ball game, top of the 8th, looking for a hold, hand it over to Trinan at the back end.
Hey, Bob Melvin is searching for an 8th inning guy. And Trumbo strikes out. So 1 away here in the 8th inning.
We're going to talk about playing defense tonight, Kite. Check it out, old Simeon, the 6-hole, slapping the leather. Ole does a great job of vacating the bag. Knows he's got to make a play, go down and get it with the tag. And look at MJ out in left field. Get up, go get him, old man. That choice.
Yeah, defense the difference in the game right now.
No doubt.
Here's Pedro Alvarez. Alvarez is 0 for 3.
Got the shift out there for Alvarez.
And he takes that one low. Alvarez has lots of power.
Well, that's what's kept him around, Kite, no doubt about it. I mean, like you said, he's had some good years early on, but the power potential from the left side, that's not just growing on trees.
Especially in the ballpark in Baltimore. You could see him hitting some home runs in that park. And Alvarez in 2013 had 36 home runs and 100 RBIs for the Pirates.
Oh,
that's a nice play.
Yeah, with the catcher's glove.
Alvarez lays off that pitch down and in. One of the problems with Alvarez, though, in Pittsburgh is they couldn't find a place to hide him defensively.
Right.
He just was not very good at third or at first. He came up as a third baseman. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. That's 9 strikeouts by A's pitchers tonight.
Back to back there for Mr. Dull. That curveball.
Now batting, number 2,
81,
Danny
down and out.
Valencia.
Right over the top from Alvarez. We talked about Dole having an opportunity here to really put the 8th inning role, or any role really, in the bullpen in a stranglehold.
Coulomb starts to warm up. As Danny Valencia hits. Valencia had an RBI single in the 6th. He's 1 for 2. He also walked in the 5th.
See Coulomb working quickly. Kind of reminds me of my old teammate Alan Embry.
Alan Embry, he was the master at getting himself ready.
Oh, well, the phone would ring and he would just look over and go, yep. And that meant, go ahead, I'm good. I'm going to throw 4 on the mound. I think I get 6 more out there. What are we waiting for?
Oh, he was a beauty. 2-1 now to Valencia.
Yeah. As soon as that phone would ring, he knew. Tell him I'm hot. Alan, you haven't even finished your cup of coffee. It's fine. I get 6 out there. It's going to be 95.
Yep. good slider. 2-2.
And that's going to be Dole's bread and butter. You see there, he understands the magnitude. Take that deep breath. 2-2. It's a big spot here. Dispose of the power threat here in Danny Valencia. Ride that heater up and out of the zone.
Valencia chased a fastball up and out over the plate. So the count remains 2-2. Jace Peterson, the left-handed hitter, would be next. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Dole strikes out the side in the top of the 8th inning. So Piscotti will lead it off in the bottom of the 8th. 5-4 A's.
Hey, fans.
Is presented by authority of the Oakland Athletics. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
All right, here's our game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. 4-9-2 for the Orioles, 5-8-0 for the A's. Cashner 4 2/3, Migden 5 innings. A couple of home runs for the A's in the very first inning. Adam Jones has a home run for the Orioles. The Orioles tied it in the 6th. The A's came right back in the bottom of the 6th and took the lead back. So Piscotti, Lucroy, and Joyce here in the bottom of the 8th. And how about today? Matt Harvey designated for assignment.
Yeah, you know, I feel like that writing was on the wall. Yeah, to be totally honest.
How do you explain that?
That's such a.
Think about it. I don't know. Was it 2015, 14 when he started the All-Star game?
Yeah, 14 or 15.
But he was like the talk of baseball. Joseph got hit again.
It's rung up one more time. Not fun. No, you're absolutely right, Kipe. I remember I was out in D.C. During that time. Ran into a couple Mets fans. You know, it's Harvey Day and Dark Night.
It was a big deal. Joseph over, and the catcher dropped it. And that's going to be an error, and probably a play that Valencia needs to take. He was right there.
See, Joseph almost took Valencia out with his mask. It's a tough play. Joseph, especially after just getting rung up.
Yeah.
Trying to come out and make that play. Ball's probably bouncing on him a little, tough to track. Those catchers, they're hard-nosed guys. You're not gonna get in his way.
So it is an error. So that's 3 errors tonight by the Orioles. They now have 24 errors on the year. That's a foul ball, and that got Joseph again. Check swing. Joseph really like to shut this thing down right about now.
Yeah, it's okay. Hey, Caleb, we got ice.
So it looked like it got him
right in the ribs.
Ribs, yeah.
Right in the ribs, yeah. You catch it right off the bat here. Oh no!
Hip.
Right, yeah, right in the hip. That's a Charlie horse. That's just under that hip flexor, right on top of that quadricep. Yeah, so you go down into that squat and you try to pop up out of that squat, you're gonna go ahead and feel that. Believe it. Yep. Yeah, I bet you're okay. Yeah.
I get that when I reach down for the newspaper in the morning. I feel that flexor cold.
You gotta quit catching bullpens, Kai.
Yeah, it's a little tight. One and 2 to Piscotti. And he got him swinging. So O'Day gets his second strikeout. So that's 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. But to finish the conversation, from what I read today,
Jonathan
refused a minor league assignment.
Refused the DFA. Said, I'm not going.
And then
they said, well, we'll figure it out.
Yep.
And basically, New York is now telling teams, look, we're willing to eat a lot of that contract.
Sure,
we're willing to eat a lot of it.
No question.
Let's just move on.
But he started the All-Star game at Citi Field in his home park one year, and it was a big. He had the nickname the Dark Knight.
Yeah. I mean, it has been it has been a fall from grace.
It sure has,
and it's unfortunate.
You know, I mean, and then some of his maybe off-field issues, or it's a little self-inflicted.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. You know, one of the things that I remember is David Wright, obviously, and what he's meant to that organization and the face of that organization for so long. And early on, when Matt was dealing with some of the stuff off the field, and you know, he was asked, David Wright, what is the vibe here in the clubhouse? And at that time, Matt Harvey was not in the clubhouse. And David Wright said, I feel like we have everybody here that we need here and that wants to be here.
Yeah, I remember when he said that.
And that right there for me was the writing on the wall, because you've got a guy like David Wright who understands that things operate in-house. They will handle this in-house. And at that time for me, that became the red flag. That became the indicator that, you know what, this might be.
But that was a couple years ago.
Right. But it hasn't gotten better. And now here we sit today, saying goodbye to Matt Harvey.
Harvey pitched fairly well in the World Series a couple years ago for the Mets in 2015. But boy, that's something. And now you wonder, will anybody take a shot at him and say, hey, you know what, let's give this guy a chance. Maybe he just needs to get on out of New York. Lucroy with another hit as he hooks this one down into the corner. And Jonathan Lucroy have a night.
Yeah.
3 for 4.
Bill backstops feeling spry himself. 3 for 4, 2 doubles on the evening. Doing a good job behind the dish. Gets that mixer out over the plate from O'Day. Trying to go away. Lucroy was out in front. Does a great job of keeping his hands back. That's what allows him to get to this baseball. Might have been beat initially at the onset, but keeps himself in the fight and is able to deliver a double down the line, and the A's in position to tack on an insurance run.
Not a bad idea as Joyce steps up. Matt Joyce 0 for 3, walked and scored way back in the first inning. And a high strike call. The Red Sox beat the Rangers tonight 5-1 in Arlington. Porcello over Cologne. Rick Porcello bouncing back. It's 5-0.
Yeah.
Last year he finished the year 11-17.
A little bit of a downslide from that Cy Young year.
Machado, the shortstop, is underneath it, and he makes the grab. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Richard Blyant, the only lefty the Orioles have.
It's a lonely world in some of these bullpens across baseball for lefties these days, Kite, tell you.
It is. It is. So I think nowadays with the even more emphasis on the bullpens, I think having 2 good lefties in the bullpen is a huge advantage.
Oh, it's big time, because you think
I'm
about.
not talking about 2 lefties. I'm talking about 2 really good lefties.
Yeah,
very few people have that.
Sure, you got high level. We talked about it tonight. High leverage situations in the 6th inning.
6th and 8th.
You might have a lefty there that you got to plug in and dispose of, and maybe you've got another matchup coming up off the bench later in the game, and there comes that other lefty that you deploy.
0-1 to Marcus Semien. Inside. Yankees beat the Indians 7-6. They got a walk-off hit from young man Miguel Andujar, who's putting on quite a show. Young third baseman. Sure is. There's the closer for the A's, Trinan. Aaron Judge hit his 8th home run.
Tell you what, that Yankee offense is a juggernaut that is starting. It's a giant that is starting to wake up.
And we will see them next week. Next weekend, in fact. Friday, Saturday, Sunday at Yankee Stadium. So
the next roadie for the A's is not an easy one.
Nope. 3 top teams in the AL East. Yankees, Red Sox, and Blue Jays on the next road trip.
Be a good test for this offense.
One-two pitch. Marcus taps it foul. There's the AL East. The Blue Jays lost to the Rays tonight 6-2. Toronto still at 18-15. But Boston 23-9, and the Yankees. So I like that Toronto team a little bit, but boy, how can you almost expect anybody else in that division to be able to stay with Boston and New York?
You got to be able to keep up. I mean, Toronto's got a nice little pitching staff out there, up there in the 6. So they can compete in that regard. They just got Josh Donaldson back off the DL. Him and young Hervis Solarte had an absolutely amazing doubleheader yesterday, both those individuals. But yeah, I think the East is really going to boil down between Boston and New York and who's standing at the end.
Good battle here between O'Day, who has thrown 30 pitches. That one lined into left field, a base hit. Luke Croy hustling around third. He's going to score, and that's a huge hit for the A's. 2 out, RBI single, and an insurance run. 6-4 A's lead.
That's right. St. Peter, get your pen and pad ready. 2 out knock from Semien to bring around Luke Croy, that big insurance run we were talking about. We know the go-to is going to be the slider. Simeon's had a heck of an at-bat. He fought a couple sliders off before he got to this point here. Valencia, not quite enough leather on it.
So Marcus Semien picks up his 14th RBI, and it's a big one. So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. It's your trusted oil change, tune-up and repair experts.
drive of the game. And that takes us right here to Crush and Ole doing their best Drizzy impression. We going back to back jacks from Crush and Matt Olson head down. We know the rest. Kelly Green shining bright underneath the lights on a Friday night.
So Richard Blyer comes in to face Lowry. So Lowry will hit on the right side. 2-0, 0.47 ERA for Blyer.
86-91 on the heater, 76-79 with a curveball. Likes a little slider as well. Dabble with the change.
Not to be confused with Rocky Blyer, the former running back of the Pittsburgh Steelers many, many years ago. Probably before your time, Dallas.
I had him on my fantasy team last year.
No, you did not.
That's true.
So 0-2 to Lowry. Trinan is loose and ready to go out in the A's bullpen. Angels trying to wrap up that game up in Seattle. It's 5-0 Angels over the Mariners in the 9th inning. Astros 1.
I'll tell you, Garrett Cole. That's just.
Jed Lowry, 10 go-ahead RBIs this season. I'm not surprised that leads the major leagues.
Not at all.
10. This is game number 32 for the A's. Little flare, the way Jed's going, it'll probably fall. And it does. That man has a magic wand.
Be a thing.
My goodness.
It was a thing. How about it, Jed? Home cooking, living right, however you want to put it.
Designated hitter.
This is what happens when you're going good, like Kyle said. You barrel balls up, they fall. Hit them off the handle, they fall. Jed Lowry.
He's got to be standing there going, yeah, this is pretty good, right?
I'll take it.
Yeah. He's hitting .356 now after his 3 hits tonight.
That's great. I think he entered today hitting .348 or something like that.
He came in hitting .346.
.346.
Yep. There you have it. 3 for 5, 3 singles and an RBI for Jed Lowry. Chris Davis takes outside. 1-1 the count. So 3 hits in the inning. The A's now have 11 hits. Orioles with 9. Blyer is pitcher number 4. You know what's interesting too is even though Brock is struggling, he's still one of the Orioles' better relievers.
Sure.
O'Day would be considered one of their better relievers, right?
That's right.
Well, they both threw a whole boatload of pitches to the point where are they available tomorrow? And they both threw a lot of pitches in a game that the Orioles are losing.
Absolutely. And so to your point,
I mean, they're losing now. Obviously, it was close.
Sure,
but they're still losing.
Right. They were in the ball game at a time where they felt like they could either hold the game where it was, maybe capitalize, come out on top. But we talked about getting to those arms early in a series and how that sets the tone for the remainder of the series. And you just identified 2 key cogs down there in that bullpen who, as of tonight, have thrown a lot of pitches, struggled. And if they're going to be available tomorrow, that could mean that they are not available come Sunday, which in the end bodes well for Oakland.
And now it's 3-2 to Chris Davis. So Lowry will take off at first. Delivers, swing and a miss. He struck him out. Pretty good pitch right on the outside corner. So Davis strikes out. A's get a run. Simeon with a 2-out hit. 6-4 as we head to the 9th. This 3-game series over the Orioles. And there is the closer, Blake Trinan. He's 3 for 5 in save opportunities.
He has been an absolute horse. He's done a tremendous job. Multiple innings. Wearing baseballs off the legs. Doesn't matter.
Facing Jace Peterson. And the first pitch is way inside.
You know, it's funny, the appreciation and respect that his teammates have just for his stuff. I was out on the field today catching up with Brett Anderson and Trevor Cahill, and they both kind of jokingly said to me, you know, Dallas, if you had Blake's changeup, you might be able to pitch still. And that's better than your fastball. And all of that is true. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But it's just astonishing.
Everybody's a comedian, right?
Right?
Everybody's a funny guy. Yeah. Look at those two.
Yeah.
Busting your chops.
Oh, wow. Aren't they cute? I love them at that
cute
age.
at that age, aren't they?
Love them at that age. Yeah.
Swing.
Before I made my way up here to the Bay, I made sure to tap on the head, the little bobblehead I have of Trevor and Brett from USA Baseball. It was nice. Just really warmed the belly, you know?
So 1-2 to count. Pinch hitter on deck. It looks like Cisco, left-handed hitter. Chance Cisco. 2-2 pitch. There, 2.
And you kind of get an idea of what they're referring to when you talk about stuff. 98 turbo sinker, and that's been the key for Blake, is being able to harness that, command that pitch in the zone. The secondary stuff is absolutely phenomenal.
Three-two pitch. Here it is. It's hit hard. Olsen stays down. Takes it to the bag, and that is out number 1. Jace Peterson 0 for 4. If the A's can win this, they'll get back to 500. So this is Chance
Your
Cisco.
attention, please, ladies and gentlemen, for Baltimore.
He's hitting for Joseph.
Number 15,
Cisco is the backup catcher.
Cisco batting for Joseph.
Don't forget about A's postgame live coming up. The guys are standing by out in the treehouse.
just a heads up here. This is Francisco, not afraid to lay down a bunt.
I had no problem with it.
Neither did I. Neither did I.
Joseph was 1 for 3 in his start tonight. On deck, Mancini. You don't want to get past Mancini. Then it's Jones, Machado, Davis, Trumbo. You don't want anything to do with any of those guys.
No. Got to get these outs here. Get Cisco, you get Mancini. Save yourself a headache.
Trinan's ready. Trinan, you stand next to Blake Trinan. He's a big dude.
He will shrink you.
He is a big dude.
Quickly.
I mean, there's an intimidation factor.
It's
big.
It's funny you say that because I've told him that, you know, you sneak up on me at times. Like, you're not sneaky big, but you just all of a sudden, boom, there you are, and you're 6'5" on me.
And Cisco has to skip out of the way. Now it's 3-1. It's Mancini, the leadoff hitter. Trinan deals 3-1. It's bounced to Lowry, who scoops it up.
Got both those outs there. You've noticed Trinan with a little bit of a difficulty right now commanding that sinker. Both the outs have been on four-seam fastballs from Blake Trinan. Something to give him a little better feel, it looks like. Something he feels like he can get over the plate right now.
Well, sometimes his ball moves so much, it's tough for him to control.
Oh, yeah.
So 2 away. Remember, we'll be back tomorrow night. An hour earlier for first pitch, 6:05, would be Trevor Cahill and Kevin Gausman. And on Sunday, Andrew Triggs and Alex Cobb. Mancini takes a little bit inside. This is the only game still going on now in Major League Baseball. 97 miles an hour, and it had a little wrinkle to it.
That's right. 97, a little fuzz on it.
Mancini, hitting in the leadoff spot, is 0 for 4. Slide outside just a little bit. Swing and a miss. 2-2, 96 miles an hour.
And you can see that thing stays a little true. And for the folks at home who are wondering, just watch Lucroy. If you see that single finger down, that single digit, and it's straight, he's asking for the four-seamer. If you see a little wiggle in it, he wants some movement on it.
2-2 pitch. Bounced foul. But listen, if you're up by 2 runs, and the last thing you want to do here is walk anybody.
Right. Here it is.
Here it is.
Absolutely. No doubt about it. It could go 700 feet, guy. Doesn't matter.
Brandon's got what he wants. Sets and deals. 2-2. Got him swinging, and that's the ball game. 98 miles an hour. And Trinan comes in, has a nice, quiet 9th inning, and he gets his 4th save of the year. We're going to give the win to Lou Trevino. How about that? He's 2-0.
He'll take it.
And we're going to give the A's a win in Game 1 of this 3-game series. It took 3 hours and 21 minutes. and it was played in front of 12,723. So the Athletics take game one by a final score of 6-4. So a pretty good all-around game for the Athletics. And really, I keep going back to Dallas. The defense in the top of the one inning, or the bottom of the one inning, top of the next inning, and it was the difference because the Machado throw kind of got that inning started for the A's, and then they took the lead, and the defense in the top of the seventh inning by the A's probably saved them at least one run, and who knows, if Joyce doesn't catch that ball, it may be a couple runs that score.
Well, you see what happens when you play smart, sound, fundamental defense, and you see what happens when you don't. On the flip side, you find yourself behind the 8 ball. On the positive side, you see Matt Joyce making plays out against the wall. That's a lot of important stuff happening when you're able to catch the baseball, timely hitting, and that's what we saw tonight from the Oakland A's.
And you know what? In the 3-game series up in Seattle, just a total of 7 runs scored, and 5 of those 7 came on home runs. But tonight you saw some clutch 2-out hits, so there was a little more situational hitting for the A's, and I think that's important. You can't sit there and wait for home runs, although the A's got a big one from Davis, but there has to be a little bit more on the offensive side than just the home run, and we saw that tonight.
Well, you get the home run from Katie, you get the home run from Olsen, you get Chapman, who follows up that duo with a knock up the middle. Jed Lowry hitting 600 with runners in scoring position with 2 outs. He comes up and gets a big timely knock as well for the insurance run. So overall, a great job of hitting with runners in scoring position, timely hitting, great defense as well.
Yeah, 6 runs and 11 hits for the Athletics, and all in all, a pretty good afternoon or a pretty good evening for the Athletics. Megden goes 5, and then you get Petit, who got knocked around a little bit, but you got to give Trevino, Dull, and Trinan credit. They really shut the door, and guy who helped out with that and had 3 hits, Jonathan Lucroy, is standing by downstairs. And Jonathan, terrific performance tonight. You got the offense going a little bit. We were just talking about the fact that in Seattle, the offense relied a little bit too much on home runs. Tonight, you get a couple home runs, but boy, those 2-out RBI hits are huge.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're just trying to get on base, and someone's going to get you sooner or later. We got a great lineup, so eventually, you keep putting guys on base, somebody in our lineup's going to snipe you. So it worked out pretty good tonight.
Hey, Luke, Dallas Braden here, buddy. Hey, you could tell that Cashner was struggling as far as release point and consistency was concerned. What kind of conversations were you guys having in the dugout in terms of eliminating pitches or seeing him up in the zone? Anything to that effect?
Yeah, he's a big sinker guy. So, I had him last year in Texas, and, you got to kind of see him up out over, because if it's in, it's a ball, and he loves the back door, that 2-seamer. So guys really dialed him in and made him come to them. So, we had some really good at-bats up and down the lineup.
And Jonathan, looks like offensively you're starting to feel much more comfortable. You had a couple doubles. We know you're a doubles guy. You had over 50 in Milwaukee a couple years back. But tell us about you offensively. Are you feeling more comfortable?
Yeah, didn't really have a spring training, but, hanging in there, just trying to have good at-bats and hit the ball hard somewhere, trying to get my mechanics right. And here lately I felt a lot better at the plate, so we're going to keep after it and keep attacking it, and hopefully we'll get some more good stuff coming along.
Now, it didn't look like Megden had his best stuff tonight. He did a good job of hanging in there, battling, following your lead. What'd you like out of Danny tonight?
He mixed. His slider was big tonight. He threw that for strikes. He threw it for chase, and they kind of turned him around a little bit early. Trumbo hitting one, that was at his head off the wall. I still don't know how he hit that. But, stuff like, we just started mixing after that and throwing strikes and just attacking. He did a good job, gave us a great chance to win the game, and it worked out.
All right, Jonathan, nice job tonight. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, guys.
There's nothing like getting some production from the bottom of the lineup. Lucroy hitting 9th. He is a single and a couple doubles. He scores a couple runs, and we know what he does behind the plate. If he can give you a little bit more offensively, that's just huge for this team. You get that production down at the bottom.
Well, it adds length to the lineup, Kipe. That's exactly what it does. Olsen, Chapman, Davis, the rest of the gang, Piscotti. You get production from the backstop down there in the 9-hole. You're living right.
All right, so a good night for the Athletics. They get some defense, some clutch hits, a couple of home runs, and some pretty good bullpen work from the final 3 guys. And all in all, it leads to a victory for the Athletics. Time now for A's post-game live as Jim Kozimor is standing by at the Treehouse. Coz, take it away, buddy.
All right, Glenn, Dallas, thanks very much. Great finish for the green and gold tonight, and I can't do it alone. That's why I got the great one, Dave Stewart, by my side. We're going to take a look at the big bats. Davis hit one. Olsen hit one. We'll look at some of that great defense. The A's were flashing the leather. We'll hear from Bo Mel and get you ready for tomorrow. Don't go anywhere. Stu and Coz and you, A's Postgame Live is on the way as the A's are winners 6-4